Good evening, and welcome to Science and Sorcery, the show where science communicators play Dungeons and Dragons to raise money for charity. Tonight, it is not our usual streaming night, but yes, we are streaming another session of our campaign Witness to Ruin, session 10, which I think makes this a proper campaign,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah, yeah. Joined, as I usually am, once again by my players, Sam, Alex, Rachel, and Khalil. Last week, well, this week, on Wednesday, they got up to some interesting stuff. We'll get to that in a moment. But very quickly, a couple of announcements. Next Wednesday, we are not streaming. Next Friday, we are streaming a charity one-shot called Ground Control Can You Hear Me? DM'd by Sam, announcing the final players tomorrow, Sam?
Yep,
We have more players to announce? Yeah.
There's two more to go up tomorrow.
Two more to announce tomorrow. We will be raising money for the Terence Higgins Trust, UK's leading HIV and sexual health charity. The fundraiser is already up if you want to donate now. But otherwise, feel free to donate on Friday, when I'm sure there will be many incentives that Sam will give you to do so. If you donate now for £5 in the Just Giving page, I will let you give inspiration or advantage to one of the players or me. And for £10, you can suggest other interesting things, and I will think about them and hopefully incorporate them if they're not too crazy. Those are our announcements. So, a recap from last session. The party, Muck, Blurta, and Nimbo, battled a horde of goblins in the Siren town square, while a revenant chased down the woman who had gotten him killed. After defeating the goblins and stealing the revenant's finger, they put up a bit of a show attempting to maybe stop the revenant, but not really, as the revenant completed his act of vengeance against Marigold, and the party was handsomely rewarded by the townspeople for helping stave off the goblin invasion. Following day, they picked up their sexy bullywug cake before getting permanently banned from the bakery, and celebrated their birthday in spectacular fashion. Bought a cooler box, stored the cooler box in Blurta's box. Blurta had yet another encounter with her warlock patron, who is still a piece of shit. And then the party set off after Muck had some strange interactions with gods? Plural? Were they gods? Who knows? Drank a mysterious liquid, we'll see what that does at a later date. And then the party set off into the swamps of the sorrow, searching for the third and final ingredient that they are required to bring to Chief Healer Hearn. They met a kobold who wanted to trade magic items, but didn't want a snail, carried on their travels, and then we left them right as they encountered a horde of lizardfolk who were just saying that you must pay one of your party members as tribute for the great god of our people.
DM question.
Yes.
How big is this group?
So you can see now, you could only see, like, their leader at first, but 4 others have now they're, like, sort of semi-circling around you at the front.
So they wouldn't
5
all...
total.
They wouldn't all fall in a 20-foot radius sphere, would they?
I can show you what it looks like on the battle map, actually. Let me move you over there.
You mean the friendship map?
The friendship map, yes. No, you can currently get any 2 of them in a 20-foot radius. Hold on. Let me double check that.
40-foot diameter.
Sphere. You can get 3 of them, probably. 4 would be tricky. Yeah, you can get 3 of them.
Okay.
Wait, why am I in the
Or
circle?
you can get those 4, but then you're also in it.
And it wouldn't.
Which I assume
leader,
is not what you want.
Well, I'm easy. No, I mean, I'd want to get the leader, and as many.
Yeah, the
others
leader
as
is the
I
one
can.
who doesn't have an icon.
Okay,
Um,
so I'm gonna hold an action.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hold. Can I hold calm emotions for longer than 6 seconds without losing a second level spell slot?
No. If you're holding a spell, unless you have a moment of awesome that you want to use, but I don't think you do. If you're holding a spell, it's for 6 seconds, and you have to use it or you lose it.
Okay.
Okay.
I, as player, will be holding an action to yell. Can I
Okay,
cast this as an action?
that's acceptable. Yes.
Okay. In
Right.
Draconic,
Yes.
I'm going to say, and I'm going to sort of do it in a sort of a bit, try and do it in a bit of a sort of older dialect of Draconic, if there is such a thing. Like, so it
Yes.
sounds like more pretentious.
Yep, that's possible.
It seems that you have no respect for the proper rights here, then.
In Draconic, the leader of the group replies, "I don't know what you're talking about. This is as Zixish demands it."
And I just sort of roll my eye. You haven't even asked us in the proper ritual format.
Make a persuasion check.
That was
The magic of bureaucracy.
10.
10. Just the tongue like darts out briefly. "If you do not choose, we will choose for you. Who will it be that you surrender to Zixish Prey Ripper?"
And I turn to everyone else and just be like, oh, it's my birthday, please don't.
We would never. We're not doing anyone. Don't worry.
No.
Can everyone just calm down, please? And
You-
can I cast calm emotions, please?
You can.
On the leader and
Yeah, and the two
as many
nearest
as
to him.
possible. The two
You can
closest.
you can get 3 of them. Let me double check the
Okay.
wording of the spell.
But I mainly want to get the leader. So that's a charisma save.
Yes. Charisma saves.
And if they fail, I want to make them completely indifferent to us.
Okay. Yeah, that is going to be a 16 for one of the lackeys.
Mhm.
Where's my other stat block? Hold on. Charisma. A 6 for the other one, and then a 0 for the leader.
So one of the lackeys passes, but importantly, the leader fails.
Okay.
So I want to make the leader and that one lackey, completely indifferent to creatures of my choice that it is
Okay.
hostile towards.
Okay.
So I'm going to make it indifferent to all of us. The indifference ends if the target is attacked or harmed,
Yeah.
or witnesses any of its friends being harmed.
How long
Yep.
does that last for?
It lasts for 1
minute.
minute or until someone hits me hard enough.
Okay.
Or until someone hits them or one of their friends
Hmm.
hard enough.
Well, until one of us hits them. They can't hit
Yes.
each other.
No. If one of them is attacked, it also ends.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do in character, do I know this?
Would you have been-
Probably not.
I don't think I do. Okay.
I
Not that
dunno,
I'm just gonna hit
If
someone,
the-
You've seen me cast
Would-
the spell before.
If Nimbo would have explained what kind of spells Nimbo has access to, I will say that yes,
but
you
that's
would
true.
know it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Um,
that much of a nerd.
I feel like Nimbo would have talked about it, yeah. I'm happy for
Definitely.
you all to, like, vaguely understand what everyone else's spells do, unless it's, like, a spell you've been keeping secret for reasons.
I feel
Yeah,
like
like
Okay,
they
cool.
might not have had it in that wording, but it'd be like,
No.
when I'm trying
Yeah.
to calm people down, it's helpful if we don't hit them.
Yeah.
I
You
feel like the
definitely
more
would
the
have said
question
that.
is if Muck was listening.
That's entirely Rachel's discretion. Did you want to say something, Sam?
I was just going to ask, I know obviously our 3 characters would know how Nimble casts, but would
Yes.
the lizard folk know that you've done that, and therefore the folk who failed?
Yes, because it has a verbal and a somatic
Yeah.
component,
But
so
can,
the
can
other...
the verbal and somatic component be me just being like,
Calm
can
down.
everyone just
No,
calm down,
no.
please?
No, because I do not want to nerf anyone who might potentially someday multi-class into sorcerer and then try to cast subtle spell. No. I will let you do those kinds of things with cantrips, but not leveled spells.
Sure.
I don't know what the stream was, but I saw a TikTok of someone who was a cleric that also did that, but he was like a stoner cleric, and his like words were just chill, bro. And like they just ran with it, and I love it so much.
Those
is
can
that
be
the order of the dude,
wording.
right?
The wording can be what Nimbo said, but the somatic component would still need to be some kind of like magical, like
Cool.
using your spellcasting focus.
I have one hand on my amulet,
Yes.
and the other hand is like maybe like
I will.
like wisping up a nice breeze.
I will roll to see if the others notice it.
Okay.
That I will do. But, two of them do. One of them is looking like at M and like, it's your birthday? That's so nice. Happy birthday. They're completely distracted.
It's my niece's birthday too.
Oh, happy birthday to Nimbo's
Happy
niece?
birthday.
No, I meant the
Julio's
lizard
niece.
person.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, the lizard person's niece, yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Can I come in
Anyways.
can I come in with a science fact?
Yes.
Like there is psychology research to show that certain words used in the right scenarios do have real potential impact on calming emotions. So it's not just the way in which you say things, it can also be the exact words that are used as well. They help to reduce people's stress. So for me it does feel like, yes, it's a magical thing, calm emotions, but also it's just a psychological thing as well.
Yeah.
And
Take a
famously,
D6.
no one has ever been made to calm down by asking them to calm down.
Those are the wrong words.
Yeah, they are.
Can I do a maths fact?
Yes.
That although you would think like the probability of two people having the same birthday is something like 1 in 365, is actually a lot smaller. If you have a group of 23 people, then it's like 50-50 that someone will have the same birthday in the room, because maths is weird and it's called the birthday paradox.
Yeah. Also a D6 for you. My math teacher made us work that one out once.
That's
He was an interesting man.
What a dick.
It's the only way you need to describe that, as maths is weird. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no other
It is
explanation.
I do have another thing about calming people down. If anyone's ever been in a drunk tank, you know, the place the police put you if you're absolutely smashed and they want you to dry out because they can't really arrest you, but they still need to lock someone up. They're often painted pink on the inside because it's meant to be a calming color. I don't know if this is actually scientifically, if it might have been disproven, which I'm pretty sure would be correct. But there was a long time when people thought that pink would calm people down, that's why they started painting drunk tank pinks.
This isn't.
Are they not? Sam knows this from his many experiences brawling with the cops.
This isn't a science fact, but it is just a weird minutia of Star Wars lore that I know. So there's like the big in the prequels, there's like the big council chamber.
Yes.
And it's like kind of lilac.
Yes.
And there's like some obscure bit of lore that I had in one of these like visual guides to that they decided on that color in universe because it was the only color in the universe that no one associated with war.
Huh.
It's such a it's a fun but dumb detail.
Yes, it is.
I wonder if that's got like a real life equivalent. I'm sure that there must be something along those lines. Anyway,
Yeah.
Darkmar, we've been.
Anyways, lizard folk. Two of these lizard folk have noticed Nimbo casting a spell on their leader.
We have come to provide this
Alex,
special
before you can do anything, these two are gonna get quite heated about this.
Okay.
I'm gonna appeal to the leader and be like, I mean, you don't want us to die, do you? We're just passing through. You don't mind if we go? I mean, surely we can be cool about this, right? Right?
We're not gonna
Right.
let you charm our leader. What do you think you're doing?
Oh, I've been called charming before. Thank you very much. But
I saw you cast the spells.
that
you
was
think
just
we
a
will allow this?
It was a courtesy ritual. It's of great honor amongst my people.
It's not. Make a deception check.
Ugh.
Oh, Nimbo.
I've got a +1
Oh, do you?
just because of my charisma. He's not a liar. 15.
Okay.
Didn't expect that.
We don't get many furbolgs in these parts.
Yeah, we like to respect your borders. You know, we're just passing through. We don't mean any ill to the lizard folk or to your honored deity.
We still need tribute.
Well,
Would you like some jerky?
yes, we have all bought this delicious artisanal lamb jerky to provide to your leader.
I think I've still got some pretzel dipping sauce here.
I also have this sausage roll if you want to sweeten the pot.
How much lamb jerky do you all still have left between you?
I've got 3 days worth.
I've got a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I think I checked. It was like £200.
I
A
don't
large
think that's
person's
right.
worth of lamb jerky.
It
You
is
only
because
you get 3 portions each, so that's not 200
No, but
pounds
I-
worth of lamb jerky.
I bought some at one point. I remember I bought
don't
rations.
remember this.
No, I bought
Oh, okay.
rations that would last almost like 3 weeks, right? So I've got
Yes.
20 rations in total, and apparently
Right.
that's £20 each. Unless they're £2 each.
Did you
Yeah, that might make more
accidentally?
sense.
The rations usually come in a pack of a week's worth, and I think you might have bought 30
Oh.
weeks worth.
An industrial
That's
level
exactly
amount of
what I
lamb.
did.
Real prepper stuff.
Yes.
And let me just delete one of my 2 stacks of rations.
Inventory management.
Oh, we're off
that's
to a
what people
great
come
start,
for.
folks.
Encumbrance. What?
Alright.
I'm still not encumbered. I'm really strong.
Okay, so let's say I think
I
you've eaten
understand.
some of the rations, because it got mentioned at some point. So let's say you got 12 portions, let's say you have 10 left. So you have 10 parcels of lamb jerky, a sausage roll, and a bit of pretzel dipping sauce. Yeah, they're not quite persuaded by it. They're still they're glancing at Blurta, who's probably the skinniest of the bunch.
You,
Alright,
Okay.
you say
If you
that,
leave us the little one, we will let you go.
but you
Do you-
demand blood, but you're
out
not
of
willing
in-
to give it yourselves.
Half
Did
of the little one.
Did you know that Eladrin are actually kind of toxic?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion or deception?
Deception.
Well, it depends what sort of toxic.
Well, actually, this is true.
13?
It would not matter to Z6. Z6 is also very toxic.
Okay.
That's
and
not how toxicity works.
Monk has seen that Nimbo has tried to lie, and for some reason thinks that she should also try and lie. So
Okay.
now she goes, "Okay, guys, I think it's time to give him up. The real leader of our party, Blurta, get the jar with our great leader, the great snail."
Oh,
We will
can't-
let you make a
can't do
deception
that,
check
Mark.
at advantage if Blurta is willing to surrender the snail.
I sort of come down on one knee and present it.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
I
Make it
I prestidigitate some sparks.
I
Oh,
use
make a
Thaumaturgy to
deception
make the
check
ground tremble
with
slightly.
advantage, Muck.
When do I decide if I'm going to use my inspiration dice before I roll?
You can-
Before I tell you the results, so if you let me know you might use it, I will just pause and let you
Okay.
just give you a moment to decide before I tell
All
you.
right, I might use it.
Yeah.
Okay, so first roll is 11. The second one is 3, so I'm gonna use it. D6, please. Does the D6 take my modifier into account?
No,
no, that
Okay,
just
just,
adds on.
you just add it to your roll.
All right, 11 plus 3, 14.
14. I mean, they're all really confused at this point and willing to kind of believe, they're not sure what to believe anymore. The two who haven't been charmed and who were paying attention just glance into the jar. converse briefly in Draconic. Blurta, you understand. They're like, I've never seen anything like this. What on earth is it? Z6 may be interested. The shaman is still confused. Let's just take it. I mean, I don't really feel like fighting today anyways. And that one did say it was their birthday. We will take your many parcels of jerky and your leader, the snail.
Oh no!
And the sausage roll.
Rest in peace.
I can't believe you're doing this.
I salute the snail as
You hand over the jar with the snail, and the lizard folk just slowly, the shaman and the other one who had been charmed, they both like starting to shake their heads like, what just happened? But they see the other three like melting away into the underbrush, like descending down into the waters of the swamp, and they clearly seem to think that things have been sorted, and let you pass as they head off.
As I feel the spell starting to get towards its end, I start to kind of put my arms around my friends and be like, we should probably go. We should probably go before the spell turns. And kind of ushering people away from where the other lizard people went, and also away from the soon-to-be hostile lizard shaman.
Yes, they're confused, but their allies have left, and they're not sure what's going on. So you've got a little moment to get away from them. You managed to successfully do
Don't
so.
look seen. Don't look now. Let's go.
Right. Okay, in that case, you have bypassed the lizard people. Can I get someone to make me a skill check of some kind to navigate the next part of the swamp? You have already done survival and nature today, so the DC for those will be higher if you attempt them again.
Can I try an athletics check?
Yes, in what way would you like to use this?
So the swamp is super muddy, but it's like interspersed with stones. So I'm using like my visual calculus to think, okay, where can we hop where we'll be safe?
Yeah, that absolutely works. Trying to basically like forge a path through for everyone to follow in your wake. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Can I guide her?
Sure.
I know swamps, kind of.
Yeah, you do.
So the guidance, does that add a D6, was it?
D4.
D4, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 16.
16, yeah, that is a success. You, the rest of you follow as Muck is, like, taking the lead, feeling for, like, extra, like, soggy bits with her sword, making sure there's no patches of quicksand or anything you might sink into, keeping an eye out for anything dangerous that might lurk nearby. And you do occasionally hear noises which concern you. Weird screeches, rustling sounds. You're not sure what they are, but as you're getting deeper and deeper into the swamp, it's definitely starting to feel more and more like you don't belong here. Right. Can I get another skill check from someone?
What do I have that might be useful?
We haven't had one from M yet, I believe, so if M wants to do one.
Yeah, I was thinking about, like, do we all have that feeling, or is that specifically some...
Yeah, it's just kind of, like, general, when you're, like, in a place where it's just, like, the vibes are a bit off. Like, it's a new environment.
Okay.
It's damp, it's dark.
Can I maybe, like, investigate to see any... Well, there's that investigation, but any signs of things that might be recognizable that would make us feel this way?
Yeah, go for it. Absolutely. DC is now 13.
Can I call on Vias to guide them?
I'm gonna let you do one guidance per hex, if that's okay. And you're in the second hex now, so...
That is 15.
50, yeah, that is a success. Yeah, you're looking around, and you're trying to understand what it is about this place that is making it just feel so uncomfortable. And it's... You're not entirely sure what's causing it, but you do find some evidence of things that seem to be affected by it. you notice that you spot some like insects, mosquitoes, millipedes, things like that, and they're all just slightly larger than they should be. The light that's filtering through the trees, you know there's light coming through, and you can see the gaps in the trees above you, but for some reason the light doesn't quite have the same qualities it should have when it reaches the bottom of the swamp where you are. The water is stagnant and just a little bit more blue than it really ought to be. There's weird like algae growing in it, and it just seems like there's a vague magical undercurrent throughout the swamp.
Kind of blue-green algae, look at that and go, don't drink that water.
Yeah.
That's terrible for dogs. And
And humans.
and humans, but yeah.
And humans, yeah.
What about half orcs?
Yeah. So coincidentally, our 4 species are entirely immune to it, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we call that furball gazpacho.
Ew.
A real delicacy.
Lovely in the summer.
It's another science fact is that if you do see that kind of blue-green algae floating on a pond, in the UK it's a real problem at the moment. So if you're like letting dogs into any sort of waterway, looking out for that is really important, because so many dogs die in the summer in the UK because they drink water that is, or even just like walk in water that is got blue-green algae in it.
Is that from like fertilizer runoff?
No, it's not. I think it is. It's not fertilizer, but I can't remember what exactly it is. But it's not that. I'm pretty sure it's not runoff, because it's not just around farmland. It seems to be spreading into more urban parks and stuff as well. So it doesn't even seem to be like leaching. Like, so I can't remember what exactly it is. But yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's naturally occurring.
Yeah,
They're just
it is.
cyanobacteria.
I think it's just like becoming more common.
Yeah. I think it's partially to do with currents and temperatures, more so than like industrialization necessarily, like just effects of climate change. But yeah, take another D. Oh, you
They
still
don't
have your
stack.
D6, Sam.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, no, they do not stack. But you
Can I do
do.
one more quick one?
Yes, of course.
In Jamaica, we have bioluminescent blue algae, and you can go in the water and swim with it, and it touches your skin, then it glows really bright and it looks so cool. But I've never done it, but I really want to do it. So that was a Rachel fact and a small science fact.
I have seen that in Trinidad and Tobago, and it is incredible. So yeah.
Yeah, look it up.
You can also take a D6, Rachel. I'm being generous today. All right, you do, thanks to Muck and M's guidance, M, as you're trying to puzzle out what exactly the magical nature of the swamp is, you do manage to find a relatively dry bit of ground where you could potentially set up camp for the night, as you are starting to get quite tired from your long slog through the swamp, knowing you have a couple more days of travel to go.
Okay, can we look for any signs in this potential place that we can camp up for the night, that it's safe? Because the last time that we had a place to take a rest, the trees started to attack us.
Make another investigation check.
Guidance.
Now you can do guidance, yes.
Guidance is D6?
D4.
D4. That is... That plus that, plus... sorry, which one did you say?
Investigation.
Investigation. That is 12.
12. Yeah, you're pretty confident. So it's hard to find a place where you can be confident that you are safe. But the place you found, it's on like a little mound. So clear from the water. The trees seem to be normal trees. You knock on them. You maybe stab them with a knife. They don't react. Yeah, possible you missed something, but seems to be safe.
Okay, but if we're gonna set up here, we should definitely take turns on watch.
Yeah.
Maybe I should take the first one because I can't see in the dark.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I have
You've got the last bit
What?
of daylight still, so you'll be able to spend most of your shifts in the light still, Limbo.
And as it gets dark, I'll ping detect magic. I don't know if I've already used it today. I will use
Yes, you
disguise self to make
Okay.
myself look 3 feet bigger, so I look really,
Okay.
really huge, just to
That's
scare
fun.
any beasts away.
Yeah, that lasts for an hour, right?
Yes.
This guy self, yeah. So you'll have that for like 1 hour out of like the 2 that you're on guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll cast aid on everyone before we go to bed.
That is allowed.
M's gonna sit up
yes.
for a little bit. Just being their birthday, they're not like just gonna disappear to bed at this point. So we'll put out detect magic as well if we can't do that at this point.
Yeah, you can. Doesn't seem to be, other than you're getting just like the same vague undercurrent you've already detected of magic. That is, it's hard to get a read on. Just seems to be permeating everything. Yeah, there's nothing in particular magical within the range of detect magic.
Do we have a quiet celebration of M's birthday before we go to bed?
Oh yes, please.
If we need to, I can cast silence. So it's like a completely silent but very enthusiastic birthday.
Silent disco.
Literally.
Yes, I'm in.
Sounds nice.
We have a silent disco for M.
Okay. You have, and you do, and it's, if you want, you can all roll performance checks to see how well your dancing goes.
Or how badly it goes.
Or how badly!
10.
I
Only
got
use the Doom Slang
18.
dice. I got a 70.
Okay.
M got a 9. M doesn't dance.
Okay. M is like the awkward, like, there's no music, I
Just
don't know
the
what
cat
I'm doing.
shoulders. It's just the cat shoulders.
Blurta is like, M's clearly shit at this, so I don't need to try so hard to be better. And then looks over and like Nimbo and Muck, you're pulling like all these like super athletic moves, break dancing or whatnot. You have a great time. You have a fantastic time.
These
and
two
eventually...
very tall, very muddy teenagers breakdancing in the swamp.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you do on your summer holidays? Eventually, it does come to a point where you are feeling like you should probably go to bed, or in Nimbo's case, become 3 feet taller and keep watch. Actually, no, Khalil, can you roll me a d20, please?
7.
7. Yeah, your watch, as the rest settles down to sleep, you jump up with every tiny woodland noise, even though these are sounds you are familiar with. You're a little on edge, because of just everything that's been happening in life in the past 2 weeks. But despite your high level of alertness, your watch seems to pass smoothly with no incident. Who's going after Nimbo?
I can if you would
Yeah.
prefer.
Alright, Alex, can you roll me a d20?
Okay. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to cast invisibility on myself
Okay.
and then get into position after that so nothing watching sees where I am stationed,
Yeah.
and I'll just get into cover then.
Okay.
And just a d20, just a flat d20.
Yeah, just flat d20.
2.
2. You stand so still the entire night. Waiting. Nothing can see you. Even after the hour when your invisibility wears off, you continue to just stand in that same position, ready for anything, but nothing happens. Whose watches next?
Is it like the middle of the night now? Because I can
Middle
do
of
that
the
with
night,
my
yeah.
dark
Yep.
vision.
Yep.
Do you
Go for it.
Let's
A d20,
go.
please.
Does that count as a short rest, by the way?
Sure.
17.
17. Okay. Muck, during your watch, at first, I mean, you've heard from Blurta, and Blurta's heard from Nimbo that nothing had happened, but you're still, you're trained for this stuff. You're alert. You're keeping an eye on everything. And you begin to hear, suddenly, the very faintest sound of metal on metal. Familiar sound, like the training yard back at the academy. And as you carefully rise up to see where the sound might be coming from, you look, and through the gaps in the trees, you see people. A lot of people engaged in combat.
That's Muck's favourite thing.
It's Muckmas.
It's Muckmas. Okay. I do want to take a closer look.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna wake anyone up first, is the question.
Oh. Wait, are we saying that this does or doesn't count as a short rest? Because I don't want to.
You've had a short rest. You all have had a short rest at the very least at this point.
Okay.
Without wanting to metagame, Blurta does have to sleep less than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Blurta has not slept for 4 hours. No, Blurta can sleep less. Blurta still needs 8 hours for a long rest.
Okay.
Blurta only needs to sleep for 4 hours. So.
I'm gonna take someone ranged with me, so it's gonna be Blurta.
Blurta, you find yourself being shaken awake as you're like on the 3.5 hour mark of sleep, basically. And you're like, oh, I just need 30 more minutes. But yeah, everyone has short rested. Muck, you shake Blurta awake. Blurta, you hear the same sound of battle, relatively close by.
What do you think it is? Ah!
Can I make a perception check just to see if there's any kind of more details I can glean?
Yeah, go for it.
Why am I rolling so pants?
It's because Blurta is like sort of half sitting up in bed trying to look around for the source of the sound, and it's like you can catch glimpses through the woods, but you're too far away to make out details.
I'm picturing
You're
she's just
gonna
got
have to
like
come closer.
one fluffy eye patch that's her sleeping eye.
Yes. Definitely. It's got like sequins on it.
I think they're like the black sequins, but still.
Yes, it's still sequins.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have to get closer to try to get a better look.
Okay,
Okay,
I sort of like.
Just watch my back, Blurta, and
Okay.
I'm gonna like shuffle and take a
Tell
look.
how good are you at sneaking?
Really bad.
Okay.
I have disadvantage on stealth.
Okay. Invisible.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, Muck, you suddenly look down at your own hands and you can't see them. It's now a straight roll for you on stealth instead. So go ahead and make a stealth check to get closer to see if anyone notices you.
Oh, 20, dirty 20.
Nice. Okay, yeah, your armor is still like squeaking a bit, but it's intermingling with the sounds of the combat. And no one seems to notice you as you approach. As you get closer, you see there seems to be two sides to this battle. One in full heavy armor, very uniform looks. The other much scrappier, sort of like pieced together uniforms, essentially, mostly leather armor, magic just flying everywhere. It seems to be like a guerrilla company engaging an army. Make
I
a
really
perception
hope
check.
that means you mean like the ape gorilla.
Yes. No.
Perception was that?
Perception, yeah. Make a perception check.
11.
11. Okay, yeah. There's something not right about what you're seeing, but you can't put your finger on it.
Okay. Oh, what would Muck do? What would Muck do? Muck would root for the underdog. I'm gonna maybe try and. Can I do another perception check to see if there's anyone kind of standing on the sidelines?
Sure.
Or have I already failed? Okay, cool.
Well, that would be the same check actually. So with an 11, it's. Yes, you see one of the spellcasters who seems to belong to the gorilla company, is sort of like crouched on a relatively low branch, like sniping people from that position. They're a little bit further away from everything else.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and ask what's going on, essentially.
Okay.
Or no, I'll say, what's the battle strategy in a way that a person trained in that kind of stuff would say.
Okay.
Also, you're invisible still, so.
Yes, you are still invisible, so you are just an invisible
yeah.
voice talking to a
Nice.
person. Yeah. Okay, as you approach, you ask this person, now you're up close, you can see it's a tabaxi dressed entire, like a little bit like a druid. They don't acknowledge you at all. They continue to snipe down different enemy combatants until you watch as an arrow whizzes through the air, catches the tabaxi in the throat, and they topple down out of the tree.
Oh shit. Can I do a history check about any battles that happened in the Sorrow in the past?
Yes, you can.
Can I... How close am I at this point?
You are able to see all of this.
Or am I with... Can I get to within 30 foot... Well, can I come up to where Muck is?
Yeah.
Do I need
Are
to
you
stealth?
trying to be stealthy? Yeah, go ahead and roll stealth.
Yeah. Oh, all the dice hate me at the minute. Ooh, 19, so 20.
19, yeah, alright, yeah. No one notices you.
Okay. So, does... What I'm going to do
Mhm.
is I'm going to make an illusion, a
Okay.
minor illusion, of the most douchey looking, like, halfling warrior I can come up with.
Okay.
Just standing there like this, in the middle
Where?
of the battlefield, and see if any of them
Yes.
respond to it.
Okay, and as you do that, Muck, what did you get on your history check?
I got 10.
10. You do actually realize something, which is, you've had military history classes. The combatants, the ones dressed in full armor, are wearing the colors of the country of Toberg, which ruled Salor some 200 years ago, before Salor gained independence. Whereas the guerrilla forces are wearing the Salor colors. Blurta, you cast your minor illusion. They go straight through it, not even acknowledging that there's an illusion there at all. And as you're watching this happen, Muck, it finally clicks in your head what didn't make sense. You can't quite see through these combatants, but there's occasional moments where they seem to glitch. You're
Ooh.
watching a ghostly battle unfold in front of you, replaying as it went 200 years ago.
Holy snap balls. Why is this happening? So I convey that to Blurta. Blurta, it's an ancient battle. I know this one.
Oh,
It's the
so
Revolutionary War.
It's called the Stand in the Sorrow.
The Stand in the Sorrow.
Yeah.
So these are like ghosts from this. Okay, so where my mind goes to first here is, did they leave any cool loot lying around in the swamp around here?
It was many years ago, so...
But if it's
Probably-
magical, it should be okay.
But it might be magical bog where nothing ever comes back.
I
Oh.
mean,
Yeah. Wait, but this would mean that someone... Unless it's the swamp magic, there could be someone casting a pretty major illusion, which would be pretty terrifying. Blurta, magically, are we in danger?
I don't
Rat.
know.
You can always ask your wizard.
Yeah, that's more wizards, or
I
maybe
wake
maybe
everyone
even more
up?
cleric stuff. Like,
True.
I mean, much as it pains me to admit that, Can I just make a history check as to like
Yeah.
who won, like any details of this particular battle?
Absolutely, you can. Are you heading back to the camp at this point? Are you? I feel like Muck wants to wake everyone else up.
I think. Do you want to head back? I'll just keep an eye on it here.
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
always misty step out if needed.
Yeah, go ahead and make your history check, Blurta, as Muck. You go and wake M and Nimbo.
I will say that is I know nothing.
Okay. At least no more than what Muck's already told you.
No, I rolled a 4. So
Okay, yeah, no, that's not gonna give you any new information.
Guys, there's a freaking phantom battle in the freaking woods. Wake up!
I stand up and like grab my mace and I shillelagh. What's going on? What's going on? Are we? Wait. where
Nimbo,
are they?
you see ghosts.
I like clutch my holy symbol in readiness. Like, are these going to be trouble?
That is just well, actually, I don't know. It's an old battle. It's all done. It's just happening. The stand in the sorrow. You must have heard of it, right? Everyone knows about it.
It rings a bell.
It's like the whole reason the realm is the realm instead of just like little, colonial outposts.
Oh yeah. I read loads about that in history class. Yeah,
You can make a
17
history
out of
check.
20 chapters.
Is that your way of telling me you rolled a 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do actually. As I assume you're following Muck to get a closer look at what's happening. Going to join Blurta. You recognize now one of the combatants. You have read about this, Nimbo, and the leader of the Salor rebellion was a dragonborn woman named Embra Pasir. Embra was a well-known mage and fighter, and it's a little unclear what happened to her after the rebellion, but she's the one who led the battle for Salor's independence, and she seems to be commanding the troops of this ghost army.
Looks brilliant doing it.
Yes.
So what was that name again?
Embra
Embra.
Pasir, at P-O-S-I-R.
Oh my god, that's Embra Pasir! And I'm like tapping Mark on the upper arm, like, oh my god.
I'm like trying to like,
That's her.
As this is
Yeah,
going on,
Graphics are amazing.
as this is going on, can I get a sense of why this is happening and whether it's like
That would be an Arcana check,
Yeah.
yes.
question: like, are
Yes.
there presumably not everyone died in this battle? Not everyone died in the battle. So are
You
there
don't know.
any? Well, I mean, this is just speculation. So are there
Yes.
any like gaps in the battle where it's like people are firing arrows at people who aren't there, or is it literally just the people who died here that are in the battle?
Make another perception check. And what did you get for your Arcana?
natural 20 for 25.
Okay. So you know some things about the Stand in the Sorrow as well. You know, first of all, that it was won in part due to Salor's use of magic weapons and artifacts, which Toberg shunned. They've always been less of the magic than most other nations. Why this is happening? You've read about things like this happening, and this seems to be a memory of place. So, an event happening in one location where a lot of magic was used in a way that it essentially imprinted on the area. And Blurta, what do you roll for your perception check?
9.
Okay, you can't see any gaps, and it appears that even the people who might survive, their memory essentially continues to live on in this bit of the sorrow.
Does anyone have any detect magic still up?
I
muted.
put it
Cleo.
up, but I went to sleep, so it would probably have gone.
I mean, after if you said the little kind of mini sleep was a short rest, mine will have come back, so I can ping that.
Just in case there's any cool artifacts around that we might be able to retrieve.
You see, it's quite a large area that this battle is happening in, and it is still dark, so Nimbo, you cannot really see anything. You may need to wait till daylight, but for now, you see one thing very faintly light up. Like right at the edge of your awareness, Nimbo.
Can I cast light on my holy symbol and kind of make my way carefully towards it? I'll look at my friends and say, getting a small ping from over there. Do you think it's worth us taking a look?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
How do we want to do this?
Well, we can just if you can see the magic spot, we can just accompany you, and we can see better in the dark.
Great, thanks. Eyes up. Let's go.
You walk over, and it's a bit strange because as you're essentially passing through these apparitions, you don't feel anything as you pass through them, and their actions are not at all disrupted by your movement. You stop at the place you found it, and half buried in the mud, you see a small glimmering medal.
A medal, did you say?
A medal, yeah.
Unclear
what it does, but clearly a magic item of some sort.
Okay. I'll carefully... Can I do an Arcana check before I pick it up to see if it seems safe to touch?
Do you want one of my sample jars? We can pick it up with that, so we're not touching it directly.
Yes, you can do an Arcana check, or you can use a sample jar, or both.
Bias, guide me. Oh. 8?
Seems safe.
I pick it up.
Yeah. It's
You explode.
Am I getting a vibe
everyone
of any
make
particular school of
a
magic?
dexterity and a constitution saving. No. School of magic. I have no idea, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, no worries.
It's
Don't know is legitimately an answer to
yeah,
that.
it's magic.
Cool.
It does stuff.
The spell specifically says, like, whatever school of magic, if any.
Okay, yeah, no. No particular school of magic in that case for this item. But yeah, it's magical. Nothing happens as you pick it up.
I'll rub some of the grime off it. What does it look like?
Yeah, it's a copper coin. That's got like essentially an engraving of a swamp on it on both sides.
Would I know anything about this symbol or this medal?
No, it's just the general swamp.
Check it out,
You'll be able
guys.
to figure out what it does once you complete your long rest. I'll tell you.
Sure.
Okay.
Apparently, this is magic. Didn't blow up when I picked it up, so that's a start.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I high-fived him up.
I would have passed on my recollection and memory of place to everybody as well. So
Yeah.
that folks
Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah,
Wow, so
you'll
this
be
is
able to have
sacred
a look
ground.
around. Yes, essentially, it's kind of like hallowed ground, except not religious. It's just some real powerful shit happened here. Yeah, you'll be able to have a look around in the morning to keep an eye out for any more magic items that might be left there, or other like weapons in general. But right now it's very dark, and you do still need to finish your long rests if you want to do so.
Cool.
And yeah,
Before we go back to bed, I'm going to cast Aid on everyone again, because it lasts for 8 hours.
it would have still been up from the previous one.
Yeah, but I want to top it up just so that it lasts for like a few hours this morning.
Okay, yeah, I'll allow that.
So
If you had
everyone's
the
hit
spell
point-
slot left from
I do.
previous day, then that's absolutely fine. Yeah. Yeah.
So
All right.
everyone's
you
hit
all
point
have...
maximum is 5 higher,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
apart from me.
Apart from you, yes. Yeah, it's only 3 people, isn't it? Okay, yeah. Following morning, you take the last watch, and other than this battle continuing to play out nearby, nothing else seems to happen. You will come to Nimbo. You having taken a moment to like meditate on it, you figured out the medal is a medal of the wetlands. This item, you can use your action to trace the edge of the medal, and if you do, difficult terrain will not cost you extra movement for 1 hour, but the medal becomes non-magical.
Forever. It's a
Forever.
one-use thing.
It's a one-use item, yeah. I'm
Okay.
trying to copy the description, but it is
I
on.
mean, my thinking is
Beyond.
like Muck would do quite well with that in case she needs to like run up and smack people in the face.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And also, I think, a medal would look good on you.
Yeah,
A ring of
Thanks,
jumping
guys.
and a medal of the wetlands.
Yeah, I don't need both. That's true.
Well, no, I think together they would be really
Yeah,
effective.
I think it's great.
Okay, all right.
Because you don't want to
cool.
be jumping through mud that's gonna, constrict you.
That's a good point.
Oh, should we have a
yeah.
ceremony, guys? Let's have a ceremony.
Yay!
Oh my God. Okay, so
Do you have ceremony prepped?
because it's the morning, can I have prepped it?
You can. The question is, would you have the components for it? Because I think there are paid components.
Ooh. Would you be Muck up the
Ceremony.
Maya?
Would you have considered to buy the ingredients you need to cast
It
ceremony?
says 25 gold worth of powdered silver. Could I use 250 silver? Like, could I just use the coin?
Yes, you can. Yes, yeah. I think between the lot of you, you can manage to powder some silver if you try hard enough. So yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast ceremony as a ritual spell, and on bestowing Muck with this medal of the wetlands, the blessings of Vias permeate this dark place, and this is gonna be. Would you consider it either a coming of age ceremony or a dedication ceremony?
Let me check the wording of them. Dedication
Coming of age is you touch one humanoid who is a young adult for the next 24 hours. Whenever the target makes an ability check, it can roll a d4 and add the number roll to the ability check.
Oh.
Dedication is you touch one humanoid who wishes to be dedicated to your god's service for the next 24 hours. Okay, so you probably won't want to dedicate yourself to
Yeah,
Vias.
that depends
Nah.
on the and Muck's not dedicating herself to
Okay,
Bias
but
or
can
Freya,
Muck's
I'm
first
assuming.
medal be a coming of age ceremony?
Yes,
Sick.
absolutely.
So how are we doing
yeah.
the ceremony? I'm using thaumaturgy to like make kind of a not
You
a not
can't
threatening, unless-
conduct the ceremony and cast thaumaturgy at the same time, but I believe
Okay,
M
okay.
can cast
I'll let the
thaumaturgy.
others do the.
What did you
the
want to do with your thaumaturgy?
Yeah, you can plan this.
Okay, I was thinking like, kind of a comforting rumble of thunder, not the big scary one, but like the one that's just kind of like dropping bowling balls down a carpeted staircase.
So I don't have
Nice.
I don't have thaumaturgy, but I can do so. I can try and use prestidigitation to make
Yeah.
similar noises. I guess.
Or, I mean, or just do
Yeah.
your thing. Maybe you two are in charge of the aesthetic show
Yeah.
of the ritual,
I mean,
and
I
I'm
have-
just the one channeling the divine power.
Okay, I just make like a little. We find a nice little flat bit of ground, and I like use minor illusion to make it look like a little pedestal to kneel at. That's like really
Oh.
majestic looking.
I kneel with my sword like in front of me.
Okay, you do. It's beautiful.
I say, on behalf of these wetlands and all others, in the embrace of Vias, this may not be the nicest part of his realm, but he's with us here anyway. Muck, respect. And I pin it on your. You're wearing scale mail, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
so it's kind of it clinks as it kind of clinks against one of the scales.
Thanks,
It's
guys.
a lovely ceremony. Yeah, Muck, you can add a d4 to any ability check you make in the next 24 hours.
Cool.
All right. Did you want to search this section of the swamp for other artifacts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, either one person can make an investigation check at advantage, or two people can make investigation checks.
Well, I mean, now Muck has got this plus D4 that from her majestic medal of the swamp. I think this
Yeah.
is.
My investigation's really good as well, so I'd be happy to roll.
Well,
Can I
mine's.
cast enhance ability so that two people
Yes.
can do a check, one with advantage?
Yes. Yes, that works.
Do you want to roll with advantage?
Okay.
So I got 14.
Okay.
I got 14 plus 5 for a 19.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, between the two of you, you managed to find quite a bit of loot. The first things you find is a set of boots, which, if one of you were to try them on, you would find that you're able to make them leave tracks of different humanoids.
Cool.
These are boots of false tracks. You find a horn of silent alarm.
Oh, I really like that item as well. I
Yeah.
really
What does the horn of silent alarm do?
So when you blow it, one creature of your choice within range can hear you blow on this horn. But no one else is alerted to it. It has 4 charges. Yeah, and it's any creature within 600 feet, but you have to choose which creature. And no other creature can hear it. It regains 1d4 charges daily at dawn.
Now,
Yes, Alex?
I was just gonna throw out. It's like, well, just to consider. We can always use these items, but also like this is like a famous historical battle, so maybe we can like flog them to like a museum or something.
That's a good point.
You also find... yes, Sam.
Oh, I feel like M would be against selling a magical item to a museum and would just want to donate it if we were doing that.
I think Muck would also want to keep everything.
Yeah,
or like not
Yeah.
sell it.
Well, we could use it on while it's useful,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
at the end of its
On a
utility,
case-by-case basis.
then we can put it in a cultural institution. I mean, also, how right would it be for us to, take things from the Sorrow and put them in a museum somewhere else? I guess it depends, what side it was from.
I mean,
Oh God, there's so much to unpack there.
it does seem like it's not to do with. Is the Sorrow considered part of Salor, or is it like
Part of it.
functionally it's?
Yeah.
So this part is.
This part
Honest-
is, the lower part is part of the Republic of city.
So the
Which
the
is
bullywugs, like
And the bullywugs, if you ask them, say it's their swamp.
yeah.
May I say the bullywugs are extremely cute on the bullywug
Oh no, my bad.
tiles.
Sorry, the bit you're in is Salor's. The rest of it still belongs to Toberg. So
Okay,
the
so
previous
Toberg is still
rulers of Salor.
okay.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure that restitution of cultural artifacts is a subject that we have time for
Well,
on this stream.
These artifacts most likely belonged to the Silurian rebels. So that would be your heritage. But yes,
we should just keep them.
carrying on with objects you find in the swamp. There is more. You find a strange, obviously magical, heart-shaped necklace, like a charm necklace, which you'll need to either cast Identify or spend a bit of time trying to figure out what it is. You find a brooch with shaped like 2 arrows, and you find a javelin with lightning patterns down the sides.
Wow, this stuff's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Should we take a minute, sit on that dry bit of ground, and try and work out what these are?
Can we do that?
I mean,
Cool.
Yeah.
on the one hand, that's a good idea, but also, do we want to be like loitering around in the same place where like we're more likely to be caught by monsters and
It's been
bullywugs and
fairly
such?
safe so far.
I mean, it's not going to get safer.
There is a chance that something will stumble upon you, but that is always a chance.
We can do it
So.
sitting in a circle back to back.
Oh. Why am I
Who's
so
looking-
emotional this week?
Who is looking at which item, please? There's a javelin, a brooch, and a necklace.
The thing with lightning on probably attract Limbo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll look at the brooch.
Okay. Who's
I'll
got the
take the
necklace?
necklace then, I guess.
All right. Yeah, Nimbo, you're first spending some time looking over this javelin. I assume Muck is most interested in the javelin as well, given it's a
No,
weapon.
I'm
No?
not a ranged person,
This is true.
I think.
Okay, well, in that case, Nimbo, you're looking over this on your own. And you, after a while, you're able to figure out that there's an inscription on the side, which is the command word for this javelin of lightning. So you speak its command word, transforms into a bolt of lightning, forming a 5-foot-long line that extends out from you to a target within 120 feet. Any creature in that line must make a dex save or take 4d6 lightning damage. It turns back into a javelin when it reaches its target. If it hits the target, it takes javelin damage plus 4d6 lightning damage, and you can do this once every day. But yeah, it counts as a magic weapon as well. So, you have a javelin of lightning?
Muck, you're pretty good at throwing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not so much a thrower. I'm, more of a hitter and a holder of shield. Do you want this?
Other people's brains going to places that they shouldn't there, Alex.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex is down. Takes 1 level of exhaustion.
I'm not paying attention.
All my favourite weapons are two-handed, so I don't think I'd be able to do much with it.
You'd be able to switch it out as an object
You could chuck it
interaction.
and then get your sword
Yeah.
out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm all right then. Go on
Yeah.
then.
I mean,
alright.
if you'd rather not, I can keep it. But I feel like it would suit you.
Jeez, thanks guys. It's my lucky day.
We're just
Thank
gonna
you.
like completely stack Muck up into this killing machine.
Yeah.
Stand back and let her do
Give
everything.
Muck all the magic items.
And all the lamb jerky.
Yeah.
Just-
Yum.
Oh, although
You gave the
if I
lamb
threw
jerky to the lizard people.
Yeah, but we'll get more.
Yeah,
although
you
if
can
if
always
I
buy
threw
some.
it, I could channel the power of my gods to make it like extra spicy.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with you having it.
I mean, you can always switch it out in advance of a battle if we know it. Like we have a strategy.
It just
Sure.
feels really cool having Thunderchild and Lightning together.
Yeah. That was my.
Yeah.
But yes, Nimbo's ability that lets him do max damage on lightning and thunder would apply to this javelin as well.
Oh, you got to keep it.
Okay.
Alright.
Fine. Twisted my
Okay.
arm.
M, you're looking over this brooch, which has these 2 arrows that you can realize they're kind of like they're loose, so you can just like turn them. This is a brooch of shielding. While wearing it, you have resistance to force damage and are immune to magic missiles.
Oh, nice.
And then lastly, Blurta, you looking over this necklace. It's very anatomically incorrect heart. Like, looks kind of like Claire's jewelry, essentially, for the era. But this is a periapt of health. While you're wearing it, you are immune to contracting any disease.
Okay. That's pretty good. I mean, who is most likely to be contracting diseases in the first place is the question. It's like, I'm going to resist the urge to like wiggle my eye at Nimbo.
I have lesser restoration.
Does that work on crabs?
Asking the real questions on science and sorcery.
Yeah.
I feel like I tell everyone what it is, and it's like anyone. I might just keep this if no objections.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
who's got the worst constitution? Maybe that's a fair way.
I mean, I have 11.
Yeah, I think
Whatever
I
that
think you
means.
are the worst.
Take it.
Yeah, Blurta has the worst constitution. Em, are you keeping the brooch?
I think so. I think I will. For those magic missiles and
Yeah,
that's
force
okay with
damage and
everyone else.
magic missiles.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, as you set out on the second day of your journey in the swamp, can someone make me a skill check of some kind to navigate?
After M found all those, so M who found all those
Yep.
oversized creepy crawlies yesterday evening, can I use animal handling to like look at how not just the kind of little invertebrates in the soil and the humus, but also any other kind of animal behavior I can notice from like birds or lack thereof, or like the calls of different animals, any kind of movement in the water.
Yeah, I'll allow that. Go ahead and make your animal handling check.
Fire guiding. Oh god, I'm rolling so bad. That's a 13.
13 is what you needed. So yeah, you're able to basically you're following like little deer trails. You're keeping an eye out for, you're like in tune with the sounds of like, this might be a predator, this will be safe. You're able to distinguish the more hazardous and toxic bits of like stagnant pools from the others just by the dragonflies hovering above and all the other wildlife. And you manage to make a relatively good progress this morning as you carry on. Who would like to make the second skill check, please?
Does it have to be a...
You can at this point reuse checks you've done the day before. The DC doesn't like increase if you do them only once a day. The DC is 14 for this check.
Okay. Let's see.
I was just gonna say like checking paths or any routes that we can see, like survival check. But if there's
survival check works.
Unless there's anything specific you wanted to do, Alex.
Not really.
Yeah, go ahead and make a survival check.
That's a 21, 18 plus 3.
21, yeah. Yeah, you're able to you actually find what you think might have been a trail that seems to have been used by other travelers, perhaps. And you're very careful, like checking it for traps, for anything suspicious about it, but it's still overgrown. It's still clearly old. It's just a slightly steadier bit of ground that seems to continue on for a little while. And as you're heading down this, you actually stumble eventually upon a building set in the middle of the Sorrow. We all good?
I think so. You're gonna be in the wrong places though.
Okay. That's okay. Rachel says she hears everything, but her Zoom's frozen, so...
Okay.
Rachel, if you can hear us, feel free to leave and come back, I guess. Okay, yeah, you stumble upon a building. It's definitely run down. It's fallen partway into ruin. But it's got a slightly domed roof, pillars out front made of marble and rotten wood along the sides.
Marble and rotten wood.
Yeah.
Would we recognize the architectural style?
Make a history check.
21.
21. It's definitely older than what you're used to, but the style, this looks like it's a temple. It got similarities to some of the buildings on the Golden Isle, some of the older ones that have been there the longest. And apart from the fact that this one has begun to fall into ruin, it is still clearly recognizable as a temple.
Can we tell what deity it's to?
Not from this distance.
Okay. I share that much with my friends.
Yeah.
How sturdy does it look?
You'll need to get closer.
Okay. I creep closer.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yes.
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
You're on one of these dice. Yay, a not terrible check. 16.
16. Okay. Blurta, you begin to creep closer. As you do, you watch flocks of birds take off from the temple, rising up into the trees surrounding it. And that's where we're going to come back, hopefully with Rachel's tech problems sorted. So expect us back in 10 minutes at the earliest, but we'll keep you updated in the chats if it's going to be a bit longer than that. So see you all very shortly. Bye, folks. Oh dear. I'm sorry to tell you this, Katanga, but I'm afraid that this misery high bluff you keep talking about has just been a figment of your imagination.
Can Katanga make an insight check?
Absolutely.
Do you want me to roll deception?
No point, because that was a natural 1.
Well, if I notice this mid smooch, can I flick my tongue out for a quick taste?
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check, I guess.
What is
Sleight
with
of
your
tongue.
characters and tasting things?
It's an under.
Mate, we've talked about these these body image issues, and like you can't be comparing yourself to like refreshing beverage cunt of all people.
Most of the fleas, because I assume Dream isn't actually being all that careful.
No.
So a lot of the fleas do manage to like jump ship. And
They're fleed.
I don't know what happens if you pour bleach on a flea. They might be fine.
It might disintegrate, I don't know.
Yeah.
Google it.
What happens when you bleach a flea?
That's
Live
like a-
Psychom coming straight at you.
Look, Psychom's just being... Okay, so...
That name.
So when the Sex Muskets sing, "God save the Queen," do they
Yeah.
actually literally?
Yeah,
use
it's
Yeah.
they're quite sincere. A fascist regime which we approve of.
It's
I
the,
called out with my own deep throaty alarm call as well.
What are you doing down here?
Oh, we're just taking a shortcut. You know, just traffic.
We're fumigating for sewer clowns here. You can't be here.
Oh, no.
Oh, I've been called worse, but you better shut your mouth.
We all know the real sewer clown is Elon Musk and his tunnels, so... Kick me off Twitter, Elon, I dare you.
So, Boomslang will disguise himself as Reginar and be Big Spoon.
Okay. So,
I got you, buddy.
so we cut to a scene where this Yuan-Ti, this snake person, is spooning a pudding angel.
No. Snake person disguised as a halfling.
Yes. Oh. You're even bigger a spoon than I remember.
Yeah, I just I just have that energy.
Delightful. Angel delightful. And then we fade to
Oh, is
black.
that your full name?
Fade to black of spooning.
I don't want to miss a thing.
So you see in the room Eridark Ariesis, who is a pallid elf fighter gunslinger. Do I have guns? Do I fuck? What you see
we're back, and Rachel's back again as well, which is great. So we left off right as I don't know how much you heard, Rachel. M's successful skill check had led you to an abandoned temple in the middle of the Sorrow. Older than modern temples, like clearly by the architecture. Blurta sneaking towards it to check if the building is, stable enough to enter, as flocks of birds rise up at the approach.
Do these seem
Blurta,
like normal birds?
Yeah. Yeah, they are just normal birds. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. It's just like the normal wildlife. There's the murder of crows and like the other like marsh birds that you've been seeing regularly. I don't know marsh birds. Please don't ask.
I think we established herons last time, so there's lots
herons. Yes, it's just herons on the roof of this
45
temple.
herons.
Terrifying.
No, Blurta, as you approach, other than the birds taking off at your approach, nothing else seems to occur. You managed to get close enough to... Would you go up the steps of the temple?
Can I investigate them first?
Yeah, go for it.
Just to make sure they look structurally sound and not trapped and everything?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're
18.
stone, so 18, yes. Definitely structurally sound, marble steps. Looking around for like pressure plates and tripwires, you don't spot anything. You step slowly up onto the level of the temple. Looking inside it, you can see, despite the fact that the wood on the outside of the temple has degraded, the inside, from what you can see with your dark vision, looks like it's kept fairly well.
Can I follow behind Blurta and see if I recognize what deity this might be?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a religion check.
I will give the help action to help you on that.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh.
Oh, one better. 18.
18. Yeah, you... First, the symbols that are carved closest to where you are right now, and what would have once maybe been doors, are hard to make out. But as you look into the temple, you immediately spot something you're very familiar with. Inside, there is like relief carvings all around, and in the center wall opposite where you currently are, there is a carving of a humanoid figure dressed in animal skins and furs with antlers rising up at the side of their heads. It seems to be a temple to Vias.
I take a knee and bow instantly. Not like hard, but reverentially.
Yes, as you would, yeah.
Not a kind of paladin thunk.
No. Cool. Yeah.
Well, Limbo is doing that. I'm just going to look around to see if there's any interesting stuff around.
In the temple or around it?
In the temple.
In the temple. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Can I meanwhile
As I hear...
Oh.
Nope.
I was just saying, meanwhile, can I be looking around to see if there's any beings that I can see around the temple?
Yeah, investigation check as well, please.
That's gonna be 13.
13. Other than like the normal wildlife you've been seeing, nothing in particular. Alex, did you roll badly on your investigation check? I mean, there's some things that are very obvious. I mean, you notice the relief carvings. Pretty pictures. But yeah, there's an altar on the far, like sort of almost in the center, and what look like cots set up in one corner, sort of in little like alcoves in the wall. But beyond that, you don't find anything in particular.
Do these cots look slept in?
Make an investigation check.
Bias, guide me. That's gonna be 23.
What did you roll on your d4?
A 3.
Okay, you make it out of 4. As you are in Vias' temple.
That'll be a 24 then. Thank you, Vias.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they do not look like they've been slept in recently, but what surprises you is that you would expect the sheets to have, gone mildewy in this environment, and they are pristine.
This truly is a blessed place.
It's a laundromatic miracle.
Well, I've been feeling pretty uneasy these last couple of days. Like I said, I love a good swamp. This is not a good swamp. But here in this temple, I don't know, it kind of feels like there's a good swamp.
Yeah, that uneasy feeling is definitely starting to leave as you're spending some time in here. Muck, what are you up to?
I reckon I'm probably just milling about outside the temple. Maybe I'm keeping guards. I'm having a look around, but I'm not that
Excited
invested about. Yeah.
All right. Anything else you're doing now that you've looked for creatures? No.
Just slowly making my way in as well.
All right. Yeah, it's nice. Actually, can you make a perception check for me, Anne? Yes, you.
Big 9.
Yeah, okay.
Do I notice anything on the...
And Rachel.
Was that Muck or Rachel?
That was me, Rachel, being like,
What's
what
out
did
there?
M not perceive?
Do I notice anything, like, you said there was some stuff on this, like, altar table type thing?
No, there's nothing on the altar.
Okay. I'm tempted to make an offering. I'm not sure what I have to offer.
No, we gave away all that jerky. We could have offered.
We could donate some poetry.
I think Nimbo might lose a god in that case. Now, if this was the temple of the goddess of love, potentially. Sorry, deity of love.
Oh, we gave away the snail, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I kind of regret doing that, to be honest.
We could go back and find those lizard folk.
Yeah, tempting, maybe. Don't know, I don't really have anything that interesting. I mean, I could let you borrow my pen and you can just write a nice note or something. You are great. Love, Nimbo.
Could I ritual cast ceremony, but like for flavor, like not because none of the rules as written kind of benefits apply, but just as a kind of act. No.
I'm gonna say, if you're willing to spend a spell slot on this instead of ritual casting it, that would be considered a sacrifice.
Sure.
Because you are giving some of your own magic energy essentially to this place.
Yeah, I'll sit cross-legged in front of the altar, and I will meditate and use some of my magical energy.
Yeah. And as you do, Nimbo,
what does this place smell like?
It smells like that really thick, spongy moss you find in the highlands, and like spring and autumn at the same time. Like you get the crispness of autumn leaves, while at the same time, like wild garlic and spring flowers. And as you're conducting this ceremony, the scent intensifies. And you feel your amulets that you wear, the lightning, the thunderstruck wood that you wear around your neck. You just become more aware of it. And for a moment you open your eyes, and it's like the relief of Vias has stepped out in front of you, towering over you. You are a tall creature, but this 9-10 feet. Man with mottled green-brown skin just reaches a hand out and touches you right in the center of the forehead, and then it's gone. And you look down at your amulet, and it's glowing. You now have a lightning branch amulet. I will add it to your inventory. It makes you resistant to lightning damage.
Nice.
As a bonus action, you can expend 1 charge to do 2d8 lightning damage to a creature within 30 feet. It will gain a charge, of which it can only hold 1, when you are hit with an attack that does lightning damage.
Oh, this is fun. Thank you, Bias.
The rest of you, except perhaps Muck if you weren't in the building, Em and Blurta, you watched this strange shimmering form that looked a bit like the carving of the god, just sort of briefly like waft through Nimbo before vanishing. That's not what I want to do.
Oh, that was strange.
That was one of the most profound experiences I've ever had.
What did it feel like?
Like the consciousness of all living things was turned to me for just a split second, and then back to the chaos. It was beautiful. A little tear.
I think at this point, M would be kind of lying down with the smell of sphagnum, because Sam really always wants to do that. Whenever there's sphagnum moss, I just want to lie on it, even though I know it would be horrible.
It's so wet. I've had to sit in it before, and it's like sitting on a sponge.
Yeah, you know, it's got antiseptic properties, and it was used in World War
It does do that.
Like,
yes, yeah. Just
Oh,
jam
nice.
some moss in there. Take a d6 if you don't still have
no,
one.
I have one.
Okay. Could have added it to that perception check.
Yeah, I realised that after. Well, that seems like it meant a lot to you, Nimbo.
Yeah, I mean, I've communed to a certain extent with Vias as well as Varaya, but I mean, I don't want to presume that he would, deign to turn his full will towards me, but that definitely, I feel like I touched a fragment of the god of nature here in this not very good swamp. I told you this place was holy and good. I feel like we're on the right path.
And would M have perceived any of the change that Nimbo has just got now? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like M would probably be feeling that, yes, this is a very good thing for Nimbo, but if that's happened, there's a reason, and therefore perhaps we should continue to be very careful.
Yeah.
Because that's power, and power is there to help us. So why?
I mean, it might just be that, like, Nimbo's just doing like a favor for a favor thing, but
Perhaps.
I mean, my relationship with my gods, I wouldn't say I fully understand where your power comes from, but we try not to think of it transaction. It's a bit. It's not done. Yes, we give offerings, and there are gifts going in both directions, but it's less of a kind of tit for tat type thing.
yeah, my guy just stole my eyeball and is being weird and has given me magic. It's
That fucking sucks. Do we need to go get that back?
I mean, at some point, but like,
I mean, don't
I
get me wrong, the eye patch looks great.
I mean, I do rock it, but like, I do fully intend to find him and beat the shit out of him at some point, but like, I don't have any specific leads right now, so.
Okay, well, just know that we got your back, you know?
Oh, much appreciated.
We've got
and
your back,
I think
he's got your eye.
This is true.
I think my holy symbol, which was always a kind of slightly charred, carved spiral of wood, now kind of has the occasional like traveling
Crackle
spark of
lightning.
blue electricity.
Yes, yeah. It's not currently charged, so you will
Okay.
need to get hit with an attack that does lightning damage before you can deal it,
It
but
is-
you are
okay,
resistant.
It's very occasional, very small.
Yes.
crack.
It's just like, it's more like the crackles through your hair, essentially, that happen
Hmm.
occasionally just from, like, your own static electricity.
Question.
It's not enough to, like, you can, like, spark someone if you touch them, but it's not gonna do 2d8 worth of damage yet.
Sure.
But yes, you are now resistant to lightning damage. I have attuned you to the item.
Sick.
Is Nimbo's new javelin one use?
No, it regains a charge each dawn.
So you could just like whack yourself with your own javelin to charge up?
Yes, you could take 4d6 worth of lightning damage plus the javelin damage in order to gain being able to do 2d8 damage.
I think if we're desperate, then maybe, yeah.
Did you say resistant? Like you're resistant to it now, or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'd take half
rather,
of those.
rather than immune.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking.
No,
I
you'd
was
still
thinking,
take the full spear damage though.
Yeah,
You're not-
it still
you're not
involves
resistant to
stabbing myself
piercing
with a
damage.
large pointy stick.
Yeah, part of my brain was just thinking, what if we're in like any sort of a pickle, then M could just fire a witch bolt at Nimbo and
We just tase Nimbo. Just like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, because you can use your action to do that damage every turn.
Hmm.
So I can use my bonus action, then you zap me. And then I use my bonus action, then you zap me.
It just stays. Yeah.
This would be a very creative use of this item.
I've only got so many hit points.
it's just overcharge mode.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to do in the temple?
I think Nimbo has had a very satisfying experience and has connected with his god in new ways. Doesn't want to push it.
Fair enough. Anyone else?
No?
No?
I'm gonna leave something. I'll make something out of kind of leaves and twigs and make a little like a kind of twisted. You know when they kind of twist twigs into a little doll,
Yes.
but with antlers.
Yes.
Ooh, that's good.
Very cute. Do you leave it on the altar?
Yeah, I leave it on the altar.
Cool. And you do. Anyone else doing anything, or are we heading on? Okay. In that case, can I get another skill check from someone?
Can I use stealth to?
Yes.
Let's. I have that. 15.
15. That is what you needed. In that case, yeah, you're like taking. I assume you're taking the lead slightly here. Scouting ahead, just like still within range of everyone else, but just far enough that you can get a read on what's coming up, what you might encounter next, and you notice a slight change in the environment. It's not quick, it's not sudden, but you notice that there seems to be a bit more activity in this area. Unclear what kind of activity it would be, but just a little bit more evidence that things have passed through this particular bit of the swamp. Can I get another skill check, please?
Does it seem like we're getting close to Bullywug territory?
So you know that it's about 3 days travel,
so
you're
tomorrow.
still a bit, tomorrow. You're a day and a half into your travel at this point.
Could
Could
I
I-
do?
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Could I do a history check based on what I know from the stand in the Sorrow, and if there are any like myths or anything? And I'm gonna.
Yeah, so like dangers you might be aware of, things like that.
Yeah,
And you do also add 1d4 to that still, I believe.
Yes, you do get to add a
Oh,
D4
yeah,
for
'cause of your
that,
medal
because
ceremony.
of your ceremony. So yes, go ahead and make a history check and add a D4.
Ooh, is Rachel frozen?
Oh, 25.
25.
25. Amazing. Okay. Yeah, you are thinking back to not just the Stand in the Sorrow, but everything else that you might have possibly heard about this place. And your knowledge of the Stand and the wildlife does definitely help you avoid certain potential hazardous conditions that you encounter. There's patches of quicksand that you know to keep an eye out for. Certain types of plants, you know, probably stay away from those if we're not 100% sure what they are. But you also remember an anecdote you heard from a visiting warrior who gave like a guest lecture, essentially, who spoke of a mysterious group that she only called the Sorrow Bandits.
Oh.
The Sorrow Bandits were... It kind of sounded like an old wives' tale, but essentially the story goes that there was a group of bandits that one day entered the Sorrow and never returned. And they formed their own society, living in the swamps, essentially, eventually fusing, becoming one with nature. And you probably didn't really believe this, because it just seems a bit like a folktale, but you start to notice, with that check, you start to notice signs of traps placed in such a way that they, for anyone less trained than you, would be difficult to see. Traps made of the environment, disguised really, really well. And there's even a dicey moment where you hear people approaching. And as you manage to get everyone out of the way just quickly enough, you spot several people coming through the woods, patrolling, skulking through branches of the trees overhead, not spotting you. They're dressed in plant material and animal furs. They seem to be accompanied by a flock of ravens. And they move in a way that isn't entirely natural. Like, they're so comfortable moving in this way through the trees. And you're starting to think maybe the rumors of the Sorrow Bandits weren't just rumors. But eventually you manage to make it past this particular area. And you come to a place that is slightly different. Oh, there it is. That's what's happening. You find eventually a strange patch of trees in the distance. You've been walking for probably an hour since you last encountered any evidence of the Sorrow Bandits. You think you're well and truly clear of their territory. But you see this strange patch of trees up ahead, woven together, vaguely resembling a person. Around this strange tree is a field of small yellow flowers.
Investigation to see. No, it would be nature, wouldn't it, to see if I know what the flowers are.
It would be a nature check, yes.
Help!
Yeah, you can also make a check, or Rachel can roll at advantage.
I'll make my own.
And you get your D4 as well.
And you get a D4 on that check again, Rachel.
Oh, in that case,
Oh.
I'll help Rachel.
I've already got 22. So
Okay. Well, roll again to see if you crit.
You may get that 20, yeah.
that's a good
Yeah.
point. Yeah. Ooh, let's see. No, I got a 3.
Okay. Yep. You recognize the flowers. These are a thing which are generally called nodding nosebleed. These flowers, you know, when you consume them, reduce any damage you take for the next minute to what, in technical speak, would essentially be an equivalent number of D4. So if you would take, say, 2D12, you would instead take 2D4.
Oh,
With a 22, you would know that these flowers are addictive, and part of the reason they're called nodding nosebleed is that they thin the blood and can cause spontaneous bleeding.
okay.
So what we
Um,
need to do is sneak some to Nimbo next time he sees Julep. So he's just the anime knows.
I think that's bullying.
I think.
I think it's assault.
I guess it depends how much it thins the blood.
Yeah, just like it can...
Because isn't sildenafil a blood thinner as well? Sildenafil
Think
being
so.
the
Yeah.
chemical, the active chemical in Viagra.
I think, yes, yeah.
I'm also having thoughts that, and quite weirdly, with the name of my familiar, that Yarrow does the same thing, like the plant.
If
Huh?
you lick your
As
Fika.
same thing as like the
Viagra?
damage, the nosebleeds or the Viagra.
Yeah.
The the blood thinning and the risk of bleeding, and yeah.
What do you know?
But maybe we should take some, you know,
Yeah.
just in
Have
case.
some. Just
I mean-
in case, yeah.
I'll gather up a bit in a sample jar.
Okay, as you enter the clearing where this strange patch of trees is located, Blurta, the tree shakes, and eyes open, a face appearing. This clearly is some kind of humanoid figure within the tree. Who enters my clearing?
My name is Blurta von Mandragore.
The second you look up and meet her gaze, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I am not good at those. Okay, actually, better than I thought. But that's bad. 8.
8. You feel yourself locked up tight for a brief moment. Then, hold on, let me double check this. Yeah. You come to after this briefest moment. And you realize you have swapped bodies with Muck. Muck!
Oh.
You watch Blurta lock up tight. And then slump slightly.
Mm.
Nothing else happens, from what you can see.
Do I just not exist? I'm not even in Blurta's body or
No,
anything.
you're still in your body.
Oh, what? I've got a roommate.
Blurta, you are convinced you are in Muck's body.
Oh, look how sick these muscles are now. And I'm just like doing these sort of flimsy little...
What do me and M see?
You want to say the same thing Muck sees. Yeah. Blurta just like stiffened and then relaxed and is now flexing.
Nice.
I'll go up behind Blurta and say, you okay?
Are you looking at any point at the tree?
We all heard the tree speak, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You heard the
I-
tree speak. You did not hear anything else other than what are you doing in my clearing?
Okay, I'll probably kneel to the tree.
Okay.
And with my speech of beast and leaf, maybe, you know,
Mhm.
try and communicate on a more kind of primal level, and say, my name's Nimbo Thunderchild. Not from around here, but a great respecter of your kind.
Get out. Get out.
Okay, we'll be going. Is there anything we can do for you in the meantime? No?
Are you looking up at the tree?
I mean, probably.
Okay, keep a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 20.
Okay, yeah, you feel this sensation wash over you, and you do the same thing Blurta did. You lock up briefly, and for a moment, everything around you turns black. And it's like this magical darkness suddenly surrounds you, and then it vanishes just as quickly. It doesn't manage to catch hold.
That was weird.
And you feel that this tree person attempted to curse you.
Okay, maybe we should be going. Sorry, tree, bye! And I'm gonna kind of person handle Blurta away from the tree and kind of usher my friends. This doesn't seem like a nice tree. We should probably go.
Thank you for the sick muscles you have given me.
Which I assume no one hears that, right? Does anyone hear Blurta say that? Or is that just coming out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
right.
that's Blurta hears that. Blurta is just convinced that Blurta is now in Muck's body.
Oh, I see. Right.
Do I actually have? Do I just see myself, because I can't see my own face, but do I just know it's Muck's body?
Yes.
Okay.
If you were to look in a reflection right now, even though you would see Blurta, you would think you were Muck.
Okay. It's like Muck, but I can also see Muck.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like now we are like total twinsies.
I don't know. I kind of see you as a sister, so sure.
It's like, and I think I'm just like, as we're going on, I just like get my rapier out and just like practicing.
Make an attack roll just to see how well you do.
Where's my rapier? 12.
You stab a tree. You think it looks sick. Everyone else, there's definitely something wrong with Blurta.
You mentioned curse. Would I know it's a curse?
Yes. Yes. You would assume at this point that Blurta may have been cursed by the tree.
Okay, this is. I mean, I don't want to scare everyone, but this is quite bad. I definitely don't have the power myself to lift the curse. I don't know if we're gonna have to go back and talk to that tree to find out how to lift the curse, but
What curse? Just like went up to the tree, I got sick muscles, and now we go on. It's even better.
So is Blurta not locked up anymore?
No, I'm not paralyzed.
You're not paralyzed, no.
Oh, okay.
No, I think that's where
Blurta, sorry, yes, no. Blurta, the only thing that's changed is that Blurta thinks that she now looks exactly like Muck.
Okay. That tree just tried to curse me, so I don't know what it did to Blurta. Blurta seems to be acting weird.
Yeah. Blurta, you don't look any different. You still look the same.
What do you mean? Like, I am like twice as ripped. Maybe probably more than twice, if I'm honest. Like Muck, you'll just have like rad muscles. And now I have them too, so it's great.
Thank you, and I know that with the right training program, we can get you there. But it doesn't. These things don't happen overnight. I'm so sorry.
I mean, I fully get that normally, but a magic tree gave me them, so I don't know what to say.
Well, a very unhappy magic tree. I think you're right, Nimbo. I think perhaps we should, maybe just one of us should go back and have this conversation, or do we all go back? Or...
I mean, I'm okay at kind of safely interacting with magic trees. It's like
you've not had great experiences with magic trees so far.
100% of my interactions with magic trees have gone better than my friends.
Yeah, I'm triggered.
It's true.
But do we think the magic tree will actually lift the curse? Because she cursed us to make us leave. So if we go back, we might just get more cursed.
I mean, or we could just leave Blurta in this fantasy world where she has huge muscles.
I mean, it's not a bad world to live in.
Yeah, perhaps it is. Perhaps it's a welcome change for her.
Yeah, this completely real world where Berta has massive muscles.
And doesn't have 9 strength.
Yeah.
Well, it's all cosmetic muscles.
Yeah,
It's
but
all
she,
the
doesn't-
vanity muscles, none of the functional fitness.
she doesn't know that.
What?
Yeah, for the sake of this, Alex, Blurta genuinely believes she now has an 18 strength, but also a 13 dex. So slightly less dexterous than before, but definitely stronger.
Okay.
Do with that information what you will.
But I still know I can do all my other shit.
Yeah, you can still do everything else. You're just convinced you're now in Muck's body.
That's fine.
Yeah. You are now a half-orc. Yeah, you managed to find yet another spot where to settle down for the night.
Have we just
eventually.
decided that's what we're doing then?
Yes, this is what I'm deciding you're doing because you have traveled as far as you can get in one day. So you have to find a place to settle down.
Yeah, but
No,
it's
no,
more
Or
like,
you
have
can.
we decided?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, have we decided
I
to
thought
leave?
you had decided on whether or not you were going back. Please make your decision on that. I will shut up.
M feels that it perhaps would put Blurta at risk.
Yeah. And by extension, everyone.
Us, yeah.
And by extension, others.
Yeah. Okay, so are we gonna go back?
The tree seemed to interact with me and Blurta when we looked at it. So maybe just don't look at it.
You know what? I didn't even think of that. I literally didn't think of that at all. Yeah, all right, let's go back then.
So we go back in supplication to this tree.
Yeah. You're just like genuflecting the whole time.
Yeah, the entire way.
Muck's holding her shield in front of her face. The first
Yeah,
time
you
in the
can do that.
entire campaign using the shield.
Get your shield out. Yeah. As you return, the tree seems to awaken again. I told you to leave. Why?
I know we are trying to leave you alone. We're just a little concerned. It would be easier for us to leave you alone if you lifted the curse on our friend.
Why would I do that?
I mean, honestly, I just think they're jealous of my sick gains, but...
What is there something we could offer for you in return? Or we could make sure that no one comes to disturb you. We could build a little fence. Maybe a raised bed.
Most people know to leave me alone. What I would like is to die.
All right.
That will not work. Must lead one.
Thank you, but also okay. What will work?
Did Blurta prick up her ears at that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Blurta, you're like, hey, I'm just as strong. I'm just as muscled. Further in the swamp, there is a group of frog-like creatures.
Oh, the bullywugs.
Yes. They have something of mine, and I cannot rest until it is returned.
What's the thing?
It is one of my branches. They took it to leave on their altar to their god. Bring it to me, and I will permanently lift the curse on your friend. Fail. I can lift the curse now until you return. If you do not return in a week, your friend will suffer the consequences.
And let me be so. Just be clear. The consequences are I'm jacked.
You're not
I
jacked.
will... Do we have... She's ignoring Blurta. She turns Nimbo. You've been doing most of the talking. You're not looking at her, but you can feel her gaze on you. Do we have a deal, Verbolg? You are muted.
I mouth some words over my shoulder. I look over my shoulder at Em and Muck.
What is where we're going anyway? I feel like we should.
Without looking, I kind of raise my hand as if to shake it, but not looking.
You feel a branch just brush your hand briefly.
Ooh.
Then so it shall be. Blurta,
Mm-hmm.
you are in your own body again.
Do I recognize? Do I know that it was an illusion or? Like
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You become aware of the fact that for the past, say, 30 minutes, you've been fully convinced that you looked identical to Muck.
Well, let's just pretend that never happened, and let's get that branch.
Honestly, I feel like we
Left.
should have made you guys arm wrestle.
I mean, bring it on. I'll do it anyway.
You're gonna cheat.
I have arm wrestle mechanics. Don't forget this. I can facilitate this.
Perhaps not here in the field where you may accidentally look at the creepy tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I turn to the tree and don't turn to it.
Don't- you don't.
Do you? Do
I turn
you?
towards it, but looking at the ground.
We just all think we're muck, and we all just go punch.
Just-
There's no promises it's always the same curse, Alex.
But it's funnier if it's that way.
It is.
4 jacked half-orcs, only one of them is real.
The new
Only
reality
one of them
TV show.
actually looks like a jacked half orc.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sorry,
Can
Nimbo,
I
what
ask
were
the
you
tree
doing?
whether we can take some of these drugs? I mean flowers.
I do not care about the flowers.
Respectfully, thank you. Can we gather up a couple?
Yeah, go ahead and make a survival check to see how many you can reasonably gather before
Why else
Nice,
can I
you feel
do-
like you should. This will
Is
be a
someone
group
helping me?
check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Rachel, if you want to make a check as well,
I
or
would
one
recommend
person
it.
can roll with advantage.
All right. Cool. I'll do it in a
Furbog
default.
with massive hands can't pick up a flower.
It's more that Nimbo might crush them.
12.
What did you get, Nimbo?
8.
Yeah, between the two of you, you managed to get about 3 doses of these flowers, but no more than that. So, I will make a note that you have these. If someone takes them, just let me know and I'll remind you what they do.
Nice.
Should we have one for each of the frontliners, maybe?
Mhm.
And then who wants this last one?
I mean, I tend to be like right at the back, so I would say, maybe.
Yeah, okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, you all have one portion of nodding nosebleed then.
Yeah, it's probably for the best that none of us have more than 1 dose on us.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
imagined with Muck's earlier roll that eating this more than once might get dicey.
Yeah.
All right. It is at this point getting
It's
quite
medicinal.
late in the evening. So you'll find another place to settle down. Who is gonna take first watch? And is there anything else you would like to do before?
I'll take first watch this evening.
All right. Okay, in that case, unless there's anything else anyone wants to do in the evening, can you roll me a d20, Em?
19.
19, okay. Let's see. Yeah, your watch passes uneventfully. Although it's a creepy swamp. It's just a bit like your fur's damp all the time at this point, and just doesn't feel great. And you can't help but feel like you missed something in that temple. There's something like itching at the back of your mind, wondering what that could possibly have been. But nothing happens during your watch. Who's taking the second watch?
I'll take it.
Okay. D20, please.
15.
15. Yeah. You feel, during part of your watch, a rumble, of an earthquake aftershock through the ground, and you hear dead wood crashing down, around you in different parts of the swamp. There's a little bit that, like, rains down on you, but, like, just bits of debris rather than big branches. But other than that, nothing happens. Who's up next?
Me, I think, middle of the night.
All right. Yep. D20.
D20. 8.
8. You're keeping an eye out for any more ghostly battles. And you keep thinking you see glimpses, and then you realize it's fireflies. Oh, very pretty, but maybe not what you were hoping for. And finally, Nimbo, can you roll me a d20 as well, please?
19.
19. My high today. Okay, it is in the early dawn hours, Nimbo, as you are preparing to take your guard. You hear rustling nearby. The sounds of what sounds to be quite a hefty animal moving through the underbrush. More rustling.
Can I try to... Can I try to peer into the darkness? I don't want to use light because I don't want to attract attention.
Yep.
But can I try to either try and listen for, any identifying sounds or any smells or anything like that?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. If you're not using your sight, this will not be at disadvantage.
I'll be smelling and listening.
Yeah.
That is 15.
15. Yeah, you can hear a faint chittering. Definitely the sounds of multiple large creatures. They seem to be communicating slightly. And they're very carefully placing their feet, even though they're in this swamp. And eventually one of them sticks its head out through a brush, and you see a massive raccoon.
Hello.
It spots you. A second head pops up.
Hello there. Nice to meet you. I don't mean you any harm.
One of the raccoons comes lumbering out of the brush. A third raccoon now sticks its head out, also sniffing the air.
Oh, hello.
They're chittering to each other.
How big are they? Like person size?
Bear-sized.
Bear-sized
These are
raccoons.
big-ass raccoons.
Oh my god.
I'm going to kind of gently nudge awake with my foot any of the others that are within foot nudging distance. But whilst kind of, doing a kind of Steve Irwin facing these raccoons and being like, hi, and using my speech of beast and leaf to clearly communicate to them that we're not aggressive.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, one of them is, like, starting to, like, very carefully, hesitantly starting to creep closer, but like warily looking at like your weapons, essentially. You feel Nimbo nudge you awake. You wake up and there are these 3 massive raccoons that have now all started.
Oh.
Two of them staying a bit further on the edge, and one of them's like starting to sniff around at Nimbo's boots.
Jill, I just thought this was something cool to see, and also I didn't want to see it alone.
Yeah. They don't look like they're gonna cause a problem.
No.
Right? They don't look as though they're aggressive or anything, even.
No.
Can I give a little bit of food to the raccoon?
Yeah. Definitely. You take out some of your rations. And the raccoon.
I give it a pretzel.
A pretzel. This massive raccoon
I hold out a pot of dip.
Takes it. One of the other one now begins to come closer, sniffing around M at this point. Nimbo, do you carry anything on your belt?
Yes.
Such as?
I have a little potion bandolier.
Okay.
Like a little kind of like holster with like 3 or 4.
You feel the raccoon you just handed the pretzel to, as it's with one hand holding the pretzel and eating, its other hand is trying to loosen the potion bandolier.
I say, hey! Hey!
It hisses at you.
I thought we were cool.
As it hisses,
to make kind of electricity crackle through my hair and make me seem a bit scary.
As you do this, the raccoon that just hissed at you, you notice foam dribbling out the side of their mouth.
Oh dear! Everyone up! Everyone wake up!
Everyone, please roll initiative. Blurta and Muck, you are only just waking up, so you're both prone on the ground, and you are. This is a surprise round for Muck and Blurta, so you're gonna miss out on the first round of combat.
To say at that point, it's never a good idea to feed wild animals, folks, in the real world.
And definitely not massive fucking raccoons.
But it was the right choice.
Of course you don't feed the raccoons. Of course you don't feed the raccoons. But Nimbo, of course, was like, I'm going to share with my buddies.
Yeah. I did.
This is functionally like 3 black bears in like behaviorally.
Yes.
You've just been feeding at our camp.
Rabbit ones.
Black and white bears.
All right. Initiatives, please.
13.
13. 3 for Blurta.
15.
I have to say, I'm very glad that I took that amulet because now I won't get rabies.
And Nimbo.
What do you mean 0?
I got a
-1.
And I have a -1.
Nimbo's dead.
I also got a nat 1.
Nat 1 crew. Okay. In that case, top of the round, you should see the map now with some beasties. Muck and Blurta, you're going to sit this first round out as first 2 of the raccoons. The raccoon next to you, Nimbo, is going to make 2 claw attacks against you. That is going to be a miss and another miss as the claws just batter against your armor. The second one at this point is going to. Oh, so much movement. There we go. The second one is going to come up and around to the other side and is going to make 2 claw attacks against Nimbo as well, given Nimbo seems to have been the first to react. That is also a miss, and that one will hit. That is a 19. So that is going to do 7 points of slashing damage as finally some of these massive claws manage to rake into your side. M, you are next.
I'm gonna eat my flower.
Okay.
Is that
Yep.
bonus action or action?
Bonus action.
Okay.
Same as using a potion.
So I'm gonna like guzzle that down.
Yep.
And then I am gonna. I'm gonna magic missile all 3 of them.
Okay. So 1 for each.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
D4. Where's my D4 button? First one takes 4.
4.
Second one takes 3. Last one takes 5.
Ooh, nice. Okay, yeah, these 3 magic missiles zip into each of these creatures. Muck, you watch this as you wake up and there are these 3 massive raccoons in your campsite attacking your friends. You can stand up from prone, but you're not going to be able to take an action this turn.
Yeah, I'll
unless
stand
you
up.
action surge. Yeah.
Nope. okay,
Yes,
stand
and
up.
you've... Yeah. Alright, it's now the final raccoon's turn, which is up next to M, so it's going to try to make 2 claw attacks against M. That is natural 1 and a 16.
Yep, one of those hit.
Yep, and that will be... Oh, that's a d4 of damage. I did roll a 4 on that, so you do take 7 slashing damage.
Okay, can I just double check? See that 5 points that we got earlier on? Is that still there, or is that?
No, that would have worn off
no,
by
that
now.
would have only lasted like 6 hours after
Yeah.
we got up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And 7, you said.
7,
7.
yeah. But that could have been 14, so
Yep.
A good use of the flower. That is that raccoon's turn. Blurta, you now also wake up. Big raccoons. You can stand up if you want to.
Nimbo, what are you feeding the raccoons?
We can talk about that later.
Nimbo, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop my flower.
Okay.
And I know. And then I'm gonna cast a thunder wave facing
Okay.
north. So that
North.
should
Okay,
get-
so the 2 that are north of you. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. That's dex
in
saves?
fact, can I actually? I'll cast it on the other 2. I'll cast
Okay.
it on the one on the right and the one on the bottom because
Okay,
they're closest
yep.
to the sticky one.
Yep.
So that's a con save, please.
Con saves, okay. That is going to be a 12 and an 8.
Okay, so they both fail. I'm gonna say, yeah. That's gonna be 12 points of thunder damage.
Okay.
And they are both pushed 10 feet away from me.
So that
As I
one-
say,
this one would go vaguely this direction.
I say, "Look, can't we be cool?"
About there. Yeah. About there.
Anyone who wasn't awake is definitely awake.
Yes, this thunder has rung out throughout the campsite. It's like a gunshot in a forest, birds cawing, rising up everywhere at this sudden disturbance. Even after they barely settled down from that earthquake, and now this. Anything else you want to do, Nimbo?
No, I'm gonna stay where I am.
All right. In that case, we come back to 2 of the raccoons. The first raccoon is gonna rush back up towards Nimbo, and again gonna try to knock you down again with those claw attacks. That is a 22 to hit and a 19.
I'm gonna chrono
Okay.
shift one of those and bring it backwards.
All right. That is a 22.
Okay, they'll both hit, yeah. But,
yeah.
But I've taken my 1d4 flower.
Yeah, so you will take less damage. You take a total of... Oh, that's marked. 12 points of slashing damage, and you are knocked down. Or, sorry, no.
Limbo
Can you
has
make
a nosebleed anyway.
Can you make a strength saving throw, actually, before you get knocked down?
14.
14, yeah, you manage to stay standing, but these creatures are very strong, and they are battering into you.
They have weird little hands.
The second raccoon, having 3 potential things it can attack, is going to make Yeah, that's going to be a bite attack against Nimbo as well. That is a 16 to hit, which I believe misses.
Mm-hmm.
You feel this like rabies spittle like fly past your face as the raccoon's like trying to get purchase on your armor and can't get their mouth around it. M, back to you.
I am gonna look at. So, what's the distance between me and Nimbo right now? That's.
You're adjacent.
And if I move, I'm gonna take an attack of opportunity.
2 attacks of opportunity, probably.
Yeah. Okay. I am gonna cast Flaming Sphere on the one that's to the top.
Okay. Yep. It's a dex save.
It's a dex save.
12.
Which fails, so it's going to take 2d6, which is 7 points of damage.
7 points of fire damage.
And then, as a bonus action, can I take that flaming sphere and try and move it between the two of us, or around?
No. You can move it around,
move it
but you
around
cannot
then.
move it through.
I'll move it around then.
Yeah.
And hit the other one.
Yeah, go for it. Another dex save.
Another dex save.
That will be a 14.
Okay, so this one's 6. Which is 6 points. Roll 6.
6 points. Alright. There's now a fiery sphere up between everything as we get to muck. What would you like to do?
So I've switched to my halberd, which is ranged.
Yep.
So will I be able to stab it through the fire?
This one is currently on fire.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to go for the green one.
Yeah, the flaming sphere is currently on this one, I believe, Ben.
Oh wait, I crit on
This
a
one.
19, don't I?
You do crit on a 19.
Yeah, I rolled 19 plus 6,
Nice.
25 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Alright. What is that? 13?
Did you add
Hold
your
on.
extra damage die?
No, I did not. 13 plus another die. 20 damage.
20 points of damage.
It's
Incredible.
slashing damage.
Slashing damage. Yep. Yeah,
Amazing.
that raccoon is now below half hit points. You get a second attack because you crit,
Nice.
I believe.
I'm gonna hit again. I've got
Okay.
17 plus 6, 23.
Oh, actually, before you hit again, can you make a strength saving throw?
Yeah, of course. I'd love to. Come on, strength, don't fail me now. I got 9.
Okay, as you go to stab again, the raccoon bats your halberd out of your hand and it goes flying 15 feet away from you.
Okay, cool. I use my object interaction to get up my great sword.
Yep, you can absolutely do that.
Oh, buddy. You really
And now
got
you
me
can roll your
doing
attack.
something. Yes, please. Okay. Do I need to roll to hit again?
Yes, you do.
Cool. Oh, come on! 10.
A 10 does miss.
And I can't add my d4 now, can I? It's not a check.
It's only ability checks.
No!
it's only skill check. It's
Although
skill checks, not attacks.
Oh, I have my inspiration. Can I use that?
I've already told you that it misses,
Oh, yeah,
so
that's
it's too
true.
late at this point. What were you gonna say, Kalu?
For the record, I still think that Muck didn't roll enough damage dice for her crit. Because
How many did she roll?
You rolled 1d10 plus 4, and then you rolled another 1d10.
Yeah.
You should have rolled 2d10 plus 4, and then another 1d10 for your orc stuff. Because it was a crit,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So you got an extra d10 there.
All right, sorry. Let me hit
No,
that.
don't be. This is extra fun. Damage.
Yeah.
Well, it's a 1.
Listen, all
Every
damage
point
counts.
matters. It all
Every
matters.
point counts. Okay, anything else you want to do on your turn, Muck? You have a bonus action. And movement.
I mean, fuck it. I might as well try and hit again. I'll use my action surge.
Okay, yes. That you can do.
Yeah. Action surge, tick. Attack. 12?
12 just hits.
Yes! Okay.
They're raccoons. They're not wearing armor.
9.
9 points of damage with your greatsword. It's used its
Yeah.
reaction, so it cannot try to knock your greatsword out of your hands as well. Okay, it is now the third raccoon's turn. The third raccoon is going to come up here. Let's see, it's got 3 people to choose from as well. It's going to go for Blurta. As I throw my dice everywhere. That is going to be a 19 to hit.
Not just about hits, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay. You are immune to disease,
Yes.
so you do not have to make a Constitution saving throw, but you do take, ouch, 20 points of piercing damage.
Holy moly.
As the jaws clamp down around you, and you feel there's definitely these things are diseased, and it's the fact that your amulet flares slightly as it immediately begins to fight off the infiltrating bacteria. Sorry, virus, not bacteria. Of these ones. Now it is your turn.
Holy fuck, that hurt. Do I have a potion of healing? Yes, I'm going to use one as a bonus action. Because that was very
Smart.
painful. Oh shit! One of them's gone on the floor, so I'm going to ignore that one. So that is a total of 8 points healed. Bring me to Juicy, and then I am going to come down to slow down there, and I'm gonna do a snooker blast. Is the one behind it the flaming one?
Yes.
So I'm gonna blast this one into the flaming one, or attempt to do so anyway.
Okay, yeah. They'll get strength saves to try to keep their feet, because you do not have a moment of awesome to use on this, I believe.
Well, my I still push them back. Anything I hit back 10 foot if I want to. Like,
Yes, but if there is something else in the way, you cannot push it through another creature.
Oh yeah. I miss anyway. I assume.
Okay, yeah. 11 just misses. Yeah, the raccoon is surprisingly nimble, and is like stretching its neck out towards Muck at this point, like sniffing at this other creature it hasn't spotted yet. Anything else you want to do? Action,
Nope.
bonus action. Nope. Nimbo.
Bonus action healing word on Blurta.
On Blurta.
6 points of healing.
Thank you, much appreciated.
And the tokens aren't loading for me on the VTT, so if someone else could move me, I'd like to go to the top right of the yellow raccoon, so that.
Okay, you will take an. Oh no, that raccoon has used its reaction, so you will not take an attack of opportunity.
Great. Could I get a little bit further? Yep. So that I can throw my javelin of lightning.
Yes, you can get it through. Well, the problem is you're within melee range of that raccoon, so you would be throwing a disadvantage.
I'll back up another one.
Okay.
Well, actually, that doesn't really matter, because it's the lightning that does most of the damage, and that's without hit or miss. So I will.
It would matter for the final raccoon.
Only for the 1d6, I think, right?
No, I believe you roll to hit. Let me double check.
Javelin of lightning. Each creature in the line,
each creature in the line.
Oh,
excluding you and the target. Yeah, you have to roll to hit for the final one, and given that they are so close together, you would be rolling at disadvantage. So you can take a step back, and you wouldn't be.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay,
I'll take a step back. I'll take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. That is going to be a 19 to hit.
That'll hit. Ouch.
Yeah, sorry. At least this isn't a 2d12s of damage.
It's d4s, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. That is going to be 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Ow.
Sorry, slashing.
That's fine. Whatever. Ow. And I'm gonna throw it at.
Yep. So the first one makes a dex save, I believe.
Yes.
Which it fails. DC 13. Yeah, that one fails it, and you make an
Up to 12
attack
to hit.
roll against the second one. Huh?
12.
12 just hits.
Oh, great. So, I'm gonna use my channel divinity to roll maximum damage.
Oh wait,
on that
sorry.
magic
No,
damage.
I was looking at the wrong score. It does get a 13 on its dex save. I was looking at its.
That no,
wisdom
that the
first one.
DC
is
Oh,
13.
okay.
Yeah.
That takes half.
Yeah. So the first one takes half damage. The second one will.
First
take
one
full
takes
damage.
12. The second one will take 24 plus 5 plus 2, so it'll take 31. 24 of which is lightning.
Yes.
7 of which
okay.
is stabby.
Yes. Yeah. That raccoon. They're all starting to look worse for wear. As this javelin, you see it loses its like fizzle essentially as it like embeds itself into that raccoon, dispensing the last of its lightning charge. Anything else you want to do?
Cower.
That is allowed. That's a free action. Its main target having now left, the first raccoon is going to take a bite attack against M, which is going to be a 17 to hit.
I'm going to use my remaining chrono shift to run that back.
Okay. That is now higher. That's a 23 to hit.
Yep.
Sorry. But it's D4s, I believe.
Yep.
You make a Constitution saving throw.
That is an 18.
Okay, yeah. You feel the same, like, infection entering your body, but it doesn't manage to take hold. You do take 8 points of piercing damage.
Cool.
Okay. Second raccoon has 2 potential targets and is gonna go for Muck. Because Muck stabbed it a bunch, so it's gonna try to make 2 claw attacks against you, which will be a natural 2 and a 17. 17 hits.
Yes, 17 hits, yeah.
Okay, yeah. You take 10 points of slashing damage as one of the claws managed to catch you off guard.
That'll be 7 points of slashing damage.
Yes, it will be. M, your turn.
Bonus action Misty Step. I'm going to move over towards where Nimbo is, but I'll move in a second and then just turn back with the Firebolt cantrip against the one closest.
Which one?
So
this one?
the orangey yellow one.
Yep.
Which is a natural 20.
Go ahead and roll your double damage.
For 25, so that is D10. Where's my D10? Yeah. That is 14.
14. Yep. Yeah, definitely not looking happy. As the this raccoon's been set on fire quite a lot at this point. It doesn't like it. Muck.
I'm gonna attack the one that I was attacking before, I think.
Yep.
Just keep going for it.
Yep, the one at the top.
Oh,
Blue raccoon.
11 to hit.
11 just misses.
Balls. Alright, I don't have any, wait,
Anything else?
should I throw a health potion to somebody? I could throw one to Nimbo?
The people who might need them are too far away for you to reliably throw with 3 raccoons in the way.
God damn it.
I'm alright,
That is 25 feet and a lot of angry bears.
Can I make an athletics check?
You've got your MVP as well.
You can spend your MVP on it if you want to.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay, yeah, you quarterback a health potion to Nimbo using your moment of awesome.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the medal. I'm thinking about being what it means to me, all in my group of friends, and how I grew up a little bit today or yesterday, whichever day it was. And like, it's really traumatic.
Are you having like flashbacks to like Tiny Muck doing like throwing training?
Yeah, like throwing acorns or something. Like,
And then
Yeah,
just, like,
finding the sword you're wielding now, and you're like, this is why I have this.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And Nimbo's
Yes,
like,
you throw this potion to Nimbo. Nimbo, you just like you catch it. It's beautiful. All right, the raccoon next to Muck and
Chariots of Fire plays.
Blurta is gonna try to bite Blurta again because it was tasty. That is going to be a what is that? A 12 to hit? That doesn't hit, does it?
that doesn't hit.
Nope. Okay, Blurta, your turn.
Okay. So I was just checking something. Okie
It's fine.
dokie. Bonus action Hex
On.
on. Actually, just let's have a look at how that works. Yeah. Okay, so I'll Hex. So which one's the most injured at the minute? Is it...
Hard to tell, really, but the one that Muck's been fighting looks best. Still, they're
Yeah.
all pretty damaged.
Okay, so I'll Hex the one straight in front of me.
Okay.
And then I shall Eldritch Blast it.
Yep.
Oh. Yay, just 12.
That hits.
Yep. That's not bad. So that is 12 damage.
Sufficient with just the Eldritch Blast.
Can I snooper it into the other one with my 10-foot blast?
You can try. The other one's gonna make a strength save to try to
Yeah, of
stay
course.
put. Yeah, the other one, you knock it into it, and it just grunts, and then growls in your direction and stays put.
That's fine. I'll take that. And then I'm going to bravely run away.
Go for it.
Just backwards to the corner of the screen.
I can expand the map, but I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, Nimbo, your turn then.
Okay. I am going to. I'm going to say to myself, right, Nimbo, you fucked up, but we're fixing this. It's not an ideal evening, but you know, circle of life and all that. And so I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself at
Yep.
first level.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be 7 points of healing. Then I'm going to step in front of M, so between the raccoon and M.
Yep.
And I'm going to Toll the Dead on the closest one.
Okay, that's a Constitution
So
saving
a
throw?
Rumble of Thunder. It's Wisdom, I think.
Wisdom?
Toll the Dead is Wisdom.
It's a natural 17, though.
Oh.
Sorry. The rumble of thunder, a bell tolls in the distance, and the raccoon just... Eh?
Would someone mind moving my token, please?
I will move your token. Here or there?
Yeah, there. Just
There.
directly in front of them.
Yep, there you are. Alright, it is raccoon time again. The one next to Muck is going to... It's going to try to bat Muck down again. With a nat 17, and a nat 7, so one of those, I believe, hits. 'Cause
Yeah,
that'll
the
be
17 hits.
22 to hit, yeah. And you take only 4 points of slashing damage as it continues to rain down. It's like rearing up on its back legs, trying to just batter you into the ground. The other one's gonna come up towards you, Nimbo. It's gonna try a bite. For a 18 to hit.
That just hits. I am. Oh, something I haven't been doing. I'm going to use my reaction to cause it to make a dex save, please.
All right. I will first roll damage for you before I forget. D4s. That is going to be 8 points of piercing damage, and can you make a con save? As it rolls a dex save.
15.
Okay, yeah. Again, you also do not become diseased. It got a 13 on its dex.
That's a fail.
Yep.
So it takes 5 points of lightning damage.
5 points of lightning damage. It's still up, but it's not looking good. M, up to you. What are you doing?
Watching that lightning damage come in, I am gonna, like, much smaller than Nimbo, just like take a chromatic orb and throw it through Nimbo's legs. Lightning orb at this same raccoon.
Go ahead and roll your attack.
It's going to be 13.
13 hits.
So that is 3d8. Which is, 22 points of lightning damage.
It had 5 hit points, so yeah, you electrocute this raccoon. It's standing in a bit of water, and Nimbo, you have to very quickly like take a step back to avoid getting electrocuted yourself. And then remember, hey, I'm resistant to that stuff now.
I am barefoot though.
You are barefoot, and it would still have hurt quite a lot. But yeah, the second raccoon collapses down onto the ground.
Actually, if I was standing in that puddle, would I take some damage but charge up my amulet?
Yes. Are you willing to risk that? Because you would take the same amount of damage.
How much damage was that?
22.
22, you'd be down.
I think I'm alright. I think I'll take a step back.
You absolutely can. I was being nice to you.
Although
it would only be 11.
And actually, I have used my reaction. Yeah.
You have used your reaction.
I'll do the sensible thing.
Okay, Muck, your turn.
He says, staring at all 6 of his hit points.
Big old
I'm
juicy
gonna-
6.
Sorry. I wanted to use a bonus action there to take a healing
Oh
potion.
no, go for it.
As well.
Go for
Sorry,
it. Yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot
yeah,
about that.
absolutely. That's
you, I'll
fine.
do that.
Muck.
I'm gonna do the big gamble. I'm gonna use my inspiration, and I'm gonna do the thing where I -5
Minus
to
10,
hit
yeah,
to
Great
add
Weapon
10
Master.
damage.
Great
Yeet.
Weapon Master, go for it.
Okay, so what do I roll to hit? Oh wait, yeah, +6. Okay, that's a 9, and then I'm gonna roll my d4, 13. But if I'm minusing 5, then I don't hit.
No, you do not. You do not hit.
Thanks.
I like
That's
that
all.
you still rolled the d6 when, with math, you would have known there was no way that could hit an AC 12.
We can pretend it didn't happen.
We will. I'll
Yes,
give you that
thank you.
inspiration back because that
Oh,
was.
thank you.
It's late. It's fine.
It's been a long day.
It has been. Blurta, what are you up to?
Okay, I'm going to
Your
throw in a
corner.
raccoon fact at this point because I've been doing some reading. Apparently, raccoons have an equivocal number of neurons to primates. Well, in the
That's
same
fun.
ballpark. So they are, whereas most carnivores are not anywhere near that. They have fairly low densities. They are kind of.
I really want to just point out, I love how Blurta is just peeking over the battle map in the stream. It's very entertaining.
I mean, yeah, it's a recurring theme.
Just
Okay.
creeping in the background.
Bonus action, move my hex.
You get a
on-
d6 also.
you
Yes, move your hex.
Move my hex onto the last one. Eldritch Blast. That'll hit with a 24 to hit.
24 hits, yeah.
So that is 10 blast damage. Is it still up?
It, well, I typed 190 and then it wouldn't have been, but yes, it is still up.
Okay, an additional 1 from my hex,
Okay,
and an additional 2 of the fire thingy I had on from
it
Genius
is
stuff.
still up, I'm afraid. But do you want to push it back?
Yeah, let's give Muck a bit of breathing room.
I mean, yes, you do give Muck a bit of breathing room. Anything else you want to do?
I will not do anything else.
Okay, Nimbo, your turn.
Gasping, crying.
You okay?
He's had an emotional day. He just wants to go to bed. He tried to make friends with an animal, and now he's
was
having a really
rabid.
scary experience, and he's had to kill what are essentially some large, cuddly, very clever animals that just happen to have rabies. So he's not doing great. How messed up does this last
Oh, very,
look?
very messed up.
Okay. Can I toll the dead again?
Yes, you can.
But I'd like to make it a kind of like quite somber funeral bell.
Yeah, it rolled a 9 on its save, so.
Okay, that's going to be a D12.
Yeah.
That's going to be 5 necrotic damage.
Enough as this somber funeral bell tolls throughout
Good
the
night,
night.
sweet prince.
With that, the last of the raccoons collapses into the ground, killed mostly out of pity. Yeah, that was an intense experience that you just had.
Why does every time I try to make friends with an animal, people end up getting hurt? Why?
Don't feed wild animals, Nimbo. This is an important rule you need to remember.
There we go.
It acclimatizes them, it puts you at danger, and it puts them at danger, and you end up in situations like this. And I just turn to the camera.
As that's
can prevent
happening,
rabid animal attacks.
as that's happening, can I loot their bodies, steal their trash?
You can certainly try. They're mostly carrying like things they've just found in the woods, like
fine.
berries and shit.
They just have candy floss up their armpits.
And we should probably be careful about their. We should be steering clear of their fluids.
Yeah.
Yes.
If they're
Yeah.
infected.
Yeah,
Although
you
at least we know
were-
this works. When I pull out my javelin.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Nimbo, you have rabies now, right?
No, I'm just sad.
Does he have rabies? 'Cause that's a pretty serious problem if he has rabies.
It's a check, Blurta.
On medicine. I have -1 to that.
Can I help?
16.
You want to check yourself for rabies? Sure, make a medicine check.
Via Skype. That is a 25.
Okay. Blurta, you're on the fence. Nimbo might just be sad, or Nimbo might have rabies. Nimbo, you are quite familiar with the Lysa virus. You're pretty sure you got bitten, but you're pretty sure you're not infected.
Okay.
I mean, the symptoms of rabies do include slight or partial paralysis, anxiety, insomnia, confusion, agitation, abnormal behavior, paranoia, terror, and
Okay,
hallucinations.
Nimbo,
Yeah, no,
Nimbo,
Blurta's the paranoid one right now. You're you're
Okay.
fine.
I just on the off chance,
Yeah,
I'm-
guilt is
if-
not on that list.
I'm going to lend you the Periapt of Health, which does suppress any illnesses that you are infected with while you're wearing it, until we can get you checked out by a medical professional.
I
Shredding
am a
is
medical
rabies.
professional. But doctor, I am.
The lawyer who represents himself has a fool for a client, Nimbo.
Yes.
No,
just
you
to be
all
safe,
made your con saves, and none of you are infected with Lysa virus.
just to
Okay.
be safe, before I go to bed, before we go back to bed, I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on myself and anyone else who wants it.
I'm good.
You can absolutely do that.
I'm fine.
But yeah, eventually you manage all to get the final bit of rest you needed to feel fully recovered, especially after this particular incident. And you all come to ready for your final day of travel towards the Bullywug Shrine.
Can I have cast Aid before we go to bed?
If you had the spell slot
I
for
had the
it,
spell
even
slot.
after casting Lesser Restoration on how many people?
Just me. So
Okay.
the second level spell.
Then that's fine. Yes, yes. Yeah,
okay.
as long as you have the spell slots for it, you can cast it. Yeah.
So yeah, Blurter, Muck, you have +5 to your hit point max for the first, I'd say, 6 hours of the day. 'Cause it's 8
would be
hours
about 6
duration.
hours. Yes, yeah. You know it's basically going to be a full day to get to the shrine. Depending on how well you roll on your skill checks, you might get there a little bit sooner.
At least we've
On
got
that
a bit of
note-
a safer morning.
Yeah.
On that note, does anyone want to make a skill check?
I could nature, or I
Yeah.
could
Yeah,
perceive.
this is like, what can
Or I
I
could-
do?
I've
Can
got,
I
I've got decent
dangle a
survival.
performance check
Get
to help
creative
us?
with it, folks. There's many things you could do.
But I have like 3 good things to roll. Oh, do I lose my infinite D4 now? Oh, I
Yes,
like
you do.
that. Oh,
It's
my
been
D-
about 24 hours now.
Yeah.
All right. Were you
Could
rolling
I
nature?
could I use religion? Having had this kind of transcendental religious experience yesterday, and having communed with Vias, one of my deities and the representative of nature, in this
Yep.
dark, dank place,
Yep.
can I try and feel some of that force within me, guiding me a certain way?
Yep.
Vias, guide me. Yeah, that's going to be 24. No, yeah, 22.
22. Yeah, you're trying to get in touch with. Yeah, you're essentially going on vibes, as you're guiding the rest of the party through the woods. But
Pretty sure it's this way.
The tiny things that you wouldn't normally notice that seem to call your attention. A bird call from a bird that you're pretty sure shouldn't be in these swamps. A little, very clear creek flowing through one area.
I get a good feeling from over here.
Yeah. You managed to pick your way through the environments in this way for a couple of hours. Can someone make a second skill check, please? I love the icon for the bullywug pile.
Can I use performance to perform a traditional marching song to get us in a good
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely do that. You had a brief interlude in that temple where you maybe felt a little bit better, but you're starting. Since then, Blurt has been cursed. Raccoons tried to steal your stuff. You found weird folklore bandits. It's just been. This place is starting to get to you a little.
Okay,
Blurta?
I roll. Okay, including my inspiration dice, 14.
14. 14 is just enough. And you do. Blurta's marching song manages to inspire you just enough that you are able to just, kind of get your spirits back up and just enjoy yourself just a little bit more.
What sort of music is it? Is it like 90s R&B or like?
Is that for marching?
Yeah. Well, you get this for strutting.
I like to think,
kind of marching.
if I may suggest, Alex, that Blurta has taken one of the songs the Bard in the Skillet Lute was playing and has just massacred it.
Oh, yeah.
And is just turned it into an actual tune rather than whatever the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Look,
Maybe
wait,
it's the song that they wrote about
specifically,
us.
It's the song about us that he made.
Yes.
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 Fingerblasters. That's the name of the song, right?
Yes.
We're
Sure.
marching through the swamp like this.
We're the Fingerblasters, and we're here to say something.
Oh, I hate this so much. On this,
Whilst I remember, I'm clipping that.
You put your finger in my face, I'll blast it away.
someone else can make the theme song this time around.
Yeah.
You eventually, as you're marching, you spot a plant that looks familiar from a description you received from Mother Flamebrand.
Is this
What?
the
Try to see if one of you remembers it.
Spiny
before I
Leaf
say
Jack in a Box? Or
It
is
is
the other
not.
one?
It's the other one. Silver Leaf Fume Wort.
Yes, that's in my other
She
bit of
said
the
she would pay you handsomely for collecting this.
Okay.
Did
Let's
she
get-
say anything about any hazards?
Yes. She told you that it can put you to sleep. The spores can put you to sleep.
Okay, now this is a fun
And
thing.
looking out, there is a lot of it.
Would it be considered a magical sleep?
No.
No.
So we're all gonna wanna. Well,
It's a drugged sleep, which is slightly different.
Yes.
I take out my
think-
N95.
I was gonna say, in the absence of, well, in the assumed absence of proper particulate masks, a wet mask is better than a dry one. Like a wet piece of cloth is better than just a t-shirt.
There's a lot of water
because the water, as the particles come through the cloth, instead of just bumping off the cloth, they dissolve in the water, and so that's what makes it stick better.
Do any of us have mage
In World
hands?
War One, they used to piss on a hanky and put it round their mouth when the gas came.
Mark bedrock.
You were in a swamp!
Swamp was nasty.
It's a group
I'm
bonding
joking, I
moment.
don't do that.
Sweet, I'll do this.
I forget, Khalil, please take a d6. To bury my face in my dice tray.
Say, does anyone have mage hand?
No.
Like the Muck shaking her head like, no, you don't have spell.
Muck just actually has like loads of really high level spells, but just is like, no, these are too cheap for me. You gotta do it properly.
Can you imagine? Yeah. I can jump, guys. I can jump.
Well, I don't know.
Who's got the steadiest hands?
I mean, the question is, who is least likely to fall asleep?
Well, I would say probably the person with the steadiest hands, because if you can take the sample really, really gently, then you won't disturb the spores and they won't fall off.
Theoretically, yeah, that checks out.
I can give you a little boost to enhance your abilities if someone wants to give it a go. I have
dex
some
is pretty good.
strengths. Steady hands, not that.
I've got what?
My dexterity is +1.
What would
Constitution
it be?
+2.
Would it be just a dexterity check, or would it be like acrobatics or something?
Sleight of hand, right? Sleight of hand
You're gonna
check.
acrobatically
be-
cut some plants.
It would be a nature-based dex check.
Eh?
So, because you're attempting not to disturb the bits that release the spores, it will rely on your knowledge of plants as well as your dexterity. So if you're proficient in nature, you get to add your proficiency bonus.
I'm good at nature, but clumsy as fuck.
So wait, is it like the pollen that
It's the spores.
the spores? Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't we have like one of us who's proficient in nature point to the bit that the other person who can pick it?
Yeah.
Also, I've
Just
got
water.
really good athletics, so could I hold my breath for a really long time until we put it in a jar?
Oh, has anyone got
Holding your
that
breath-
jar for your head? Did anyone take that from the kobold?
Oh, we didn't. This would have been
No,
perfect.
you didn't. You did
Okay,
not.
what- What I can do, perhaps, is it the spores that she needs, or is it some other part of it?
She just asked you for the plant.
Okay.
Holding your breath a number of minutes equal to 1 plus your constitution modifier.
What,
So-
3 minutes I can hold my breath for?
Okay. That seems that
can do
seems
that.
pretty good, and I can use prestidigitation. I can clean a thing, so maybe I can sort of like basically work as a little extractor fan.
Yeah.
You can't clean the air. I think it's talking about items.
But could she clean my
Objects.
face?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I
Yes.
just like prestidigitate your sinuses.
I can't believe anyone's allowed to do this.
Going back to a fact from a previous one shot. See if you hum while she do this as well, you'll clear your sinuses quicker than if you just breathe. So
There we go.
in 15 seconds, you'll fully clear your sinuses.
Cool.
Okay, so Muck's gonna try to hold her breath while Blurta cleans her face.
Yeah.
Do I have this right?
Yeah.
You just need to clean my face afterwards. I'm just gonna literally go, take the flour. Wait, what am I gonna put it in?
I'll give you some of my sample jars.
Cool.
Do we
Get a
still
flower.
want? Yeah. Do we still want to make sure that we go for the safe bit so that we don't have to rely on?
Yeah, I would say
sinuses. Have
we-
fail safes.
we start on like outlying bits and see how that goes.
And you've got your pissy cloth on your mouth, right?
Yeah.
How could anyone forget the pissy cloth?
So you've
on
got
my
your
mouth?
pissy cloth. I'm gonna cast enhance ability on you, so you've got advantage.
Thank you.
I will say once again, there is a lot of this stuff, and so finding a way around is gonna take a while
Okay.
if you can find a way through. I
Okay.
realize finding a way through is difficult. But we can start with you just collecting some. So
Wait, hold on. Where do I need to get through to? Sorry, is it like a patch in the middle?
it's essentially you've reached a bit where in front of you and like spreading out as far as you can see either side, there's just this stuff.
Okay.
And you've got the strangest, like, Nimbo's vibes are saying, go through here.
Right, okay.
Has anyone
I'm
seen the
with
Wizard? Have you all seen the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
At some point, many.
There's that scene where they lie down in a field of flowers and they all go to sleep, which is what I'm imagining in my head. But also imagining in my head that what they did in the movie was they threw asbestos down in them all. Like that's what the
Yeah,
the
asbestos
powder was.
snow, which
So-
is the most harmful type.
So I'm just like
Yeah.
really, really anxious about this field now.
Well, if one of us stays further back, just in case.
Alright. For now, Muck, you're gonna hold your breath and try to collect some, right?
Yep.
Okay, can you make a dexterity check? And if you are proficient in nature, you can add, which I believe you're not, so yeah, you
Nope.
don't add your anything to it, just a straight dex check.
But I'm casting enhance ability, so.
So
you've got
roll at
cover.
advantage, yeah.
14.
14, okay. So you managed to collect quite a decent amount. Holding your breath and with Blurta, like, cleaning your face immediately afterwards, you managed to stay conscious. But, like, the spores, it's not just the breathing in, it's just the fact they're all around. They're, like, prickling at your eyes. And they're, like, even though you're not breathing, they're, like, kind of tickling your nose and you really want to sneeze. But you managed to collect a decent amount. I will make a note of how much, of, like, what you rolled, which will factor into how much you get paid for it in the end.
Cool.
On this note, you are now standing in front of this field. You will have to find a way through or around, and we will pick up there in a week and a half's time, because it is past 10 o'clock, and we're gonna end it there. So on the 17th, we will finish the journey to the Bullywug Shrine. Not the 17th,
No,
my
no.
bad. The 24th. On the 24th. I'm tired.
Cool.
And now it is your time to pick your MVP of the night. So Twitch, if Sam puts up another poll, do vote in the poll. Is there going to be a poll, Sam? No.
No,
Tell us in the
sorry.
chat who should be the MVP. Oh, that's fine. And
I
players.
really enjoyed Blurta as Muck. It was very silly and I liked it very much.
Yeah, that was fun.
I was going to vote for Nimbo's, like, communing with the divine.
I really
Yes,
enjoyed
that's
Nimbo's
so
communion with
true.
the divine as well. I really enjoyed
That's
that.
a good point. Hmm.
I mean, Nimbo enjoyed that.
I'm happy to go with Nimbo.
Yeah,
Nimbo?
I think Nimbo.
All right, 3 votes from the
Yeah.
players for Nimbo. Chat, I'm sorry, you don't get to pick. Nimbo gets a moment of
Thank
awesome
you.
to use in the next session.
Hogan went for Nimbo
and-
as well.
There we go. See, chat agrees. Nimbo is a fave. On that note, we will see you again on Science and Sorcery. Sam and I will see you coming Friday on the 19th?
Mhm.
19th, for another one-shot. We've got some great guests on all the way from Australia. It's going to be lots of fun, I'm sure. But other than that, have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Sam, are we raiding?
We are raiding. We're going to go and see Marquee Gaming, who are also playing D&D. So we're going to head over
Fun.
there.
Best game.
Yeah. have a wonderful evening, folks. We'll start that.
Have a
up
blast.
now.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a blast.